center. As if there weren't enough reasons to watch, we have a few others tonight. Let's take a look at the Toronto Star matchups.
Well, John, Vlade Divac is a tremendous player that can go inside and outside. Antonio Davis, will have his hands full. Divac at 7 feet can definitely post up like a big man, but he has that ability to shoot that 15, 17, even step out beyond the three-point line and knock down jump shots. It's very important for Antonio Davis to be active and deny Divac the basketball. And of course, Doug Christie, one of the top defensive two guards in the NBA, matched up against Vince Carter. Vince will really have to work for his shots. The key is, John, not to force shots against Doug Christie. Involve your teammates.
And a look at the starting lineups. And this team has suddenly become very good, and one of the reasons their point guard has really settled things down this year.
Yeah, Jason Williams is maturing as a basketball player. Still can be erratic, but remember last season, the Kings came to Toronto, had a 10-point lead, and Jason Williams basically shot them out of the game while Chris Webber was dominating inside. He has to settle down for them to be successful.
And for the Raptors, Alvin Williams now takes his turn as a starting point guard, and the way he's been playing, he deserves it.
That's right. If anybody's earned an opportunity, it's Alvin Williams. John, he's an outstanding defensive player, but his offense is more and more consistent with each game.
And Rick Adelman, the head coach of Sacramento, you see the team 18 games above 500, and one of the best teams in the West. And behind him, Pete Carroll, too. We'll talk more about Pete. Lenny Wilkins, I think he likes the job his general manager has done the last day.
Well, you like the aggressiveness that Glenn Grunwald has taken with this team, John. If you're not happy with consistency, try to do something about it. The Raptors trying to be a more defensive-minded and energy-minded team right now.
Destination NBA. From Air Canada, look at other games around the league. The Knicks will host Phoenix. Jackson, not sure whether or not he's available for that game because Chris Childs has come here and he passed the physical. So if they want Mark Jackson to play and he's passed the physical there, I imagine he'll be in the lineup. There's Glenn Grunwald. Talked to him when I arrived at the hotel this afternoon, and he likes, obviously he likes the trade that he made, and he even talked about how some people aren't happy to lose Mark Jackson, but obviously if you're going to make the team better, you're going to have to give something up.
That's right. Mark Jackson may fit better with the New York Knicks where they can hide some of his deficiencies defensively, and he has different people to work with his passing on the offensive end.
Underway, Vince Carter starts things off with a three off the mark. Antonio Davis tips it to Oakley. Oak into Antonio, gets it back again, launches the jump shot over Pollard. Nothing doing, but the Raptors chase down the rebound again. Antonio Davis wide open on the baseline, knocks it in.
Well, John, this is a team the Raptors are going to be able to crash the offensive glass against. The Sacramento Kings, without Chris Webber, are short-handed. Even though this is a deep team, Chris Webber makes a dramatic difference on how they handle the rebound end of the play.
Stojakovic looking down to Divac. He leans in, nice move. And Alvin Williams now gets his first handle as the starting point guard. Didn't get to touch the ball the last trip down the floor. Doesn't happen too much for your point guard in the opening possession.
Exactly, but Alvin Williams, kind of a combination 1-2 player. Definitely has the scoring ability to step up and play the two-guard position as well.
Shot clock is at 3, and it's stolen away by Doug Christie. Christie doing what he does best. Stojakovic running the floor.
Well, Doug Christie almost got that ball caught behind his back, able to find Stojakovic, but you see the defense that Vince Carter's going to face. Doug Christie, remember the old days when he was with the Raptors and the battles he had with Michael Jordan. He really makes you work for everything.
Vince wants a closer look, loses the handle, and then fouls Jason Williams, going off to the loose ball. And so last 2 possessions, Vince has turned it over.
Watch as Vince Carter gets the ball. Looks like he's not sure of what he wants to do, and that ball slips out of his hands and just grabs on to Jason Williams. Now, John, one of the things we talk about with Jason Williams, actually in 4th quarters of games, he's actually spending a lot of time on the bench, and Bobby Jackson is getting the heavy minutes down the stretch.
Christie comes to the ball and launches a shot over Vince. No good. Antonio Davis with the rebound. Ahead to Alvin Williams. Alvin goes to the baseline and shoots over top of Doug Christie and knocks it in.
Well, Doug Christie, remembering the Alvin Williams from last year, gave him that shot, didn't even get a hand up. This is a different Alvin Williams, a much more confident shooter.
Pollard takes it to the paint, spins. It's up a difficult shot. Antonio Davis, another rebound.
Yeah, not a good shot at all by Pollard. Good defense by Antonio Davis. You almost want to encourage Pollard to be more aggressive offensively, John.
Pollard's got that sumo wrestler hairdo. Not sure where that comes from.
I was thinking of breaking that out for the second half of the year.
Antonio Davis going right at Divac. Ducks under. Divac doesn't fight. Ball goes out of bounds. Raptors ball, but with 1 second on the shot clock.
Well, John, Divac is difficult to shoot over. You want to attack him, use your body, and really use your quickness playing him, not just trying to take a step back and shoot.
The Raptors weren't aware of the shot clock situation, which is a little strange, or maybe Mo Pete wasn't aware, but
yeah, the rookie made a mistake there, John.
So the Kings go back at it. Williams down to Doug Christie. Divac calling for the ball, gets it. Bounce pass into Stojakovic, and Raptors forced to foul Charles Oakley.
Well, another mistake. We saw Mo Peterson not aware of the shot clock, and here Mo Peterson takes his eyes. You have to stay between your man and the ball. He lost sight of Stojakovic. Stojakovic made a nice move right down the lane and able to pick up the foul. Now, Stojakovic, you're talking about a guy that's really stepped up and come into his own as a player, John. He's averaging 19 points a game. And look at his numbers compared to last season. Just 4 points in the 2 games against the Toronto Raptors. Competed in the NBA three-point shooting competition as well as the 2-ball. Really a guy that can break a game open with his long-range shots.
And part of the reason Sacramento has been so successful is in his new success. Antonio Davis again from the baseline.
Yeah, you notice how high he got that ball up as Divac was coming towards him.
Underneath, again, the Raptors forced to foul.
And Sacramento is going to always attack. This team likes to take the ball to the basket, as well as their ability to shoot. See Stojakovic going right at the rookie. Nice little head fake. Now, you have to remember, when you're playing against European players, John, whether it be Stojakovic, whether it be Divac, they're great with ball fakes. And here we get a look at Chris Childs coming over from the Knicks, sitting alongside Brian James, who's assistant coach of the Raptors, who's talking about the plays and what the Raptors are trying to do at both ends of the floor, trying to give them a crash course in the offense and the defense.
I like what Chris Childs said when they asked him about coming to Canada, saying some of the players in the league don't want to play here. He says, hey, try playing 5 years in the CBA.
Exactly.
You love to play in Toronto. He's happy to be here.
We're playing Alaska after 5 years in the CBA.
You would know, but how many? You played in the CBA, I know, for part of at least one season, right?
6 weeks, and that was plenty.
Stojakovic dumps it down to Divac. Mo Pete chasing Stojakovic. Divac leans in and gets Antonio Davis to commit the foul.
It looked like Antonio Davis was just trying to back away and avoid picking up the foul. You'll see right here one more time. Divac, good size, and Antonio just reaching in at the last second, catching Divac on the wrist.
Raptors piling up the fouls now, and Sacramento still yet to commit their first.
And Sacramento, this is the 6th free throw in the game for the Kings, John, and Raptors have not been to the line yet.
A 3-point lead for Sacramento. Williams picks up Williams. Jason on Alvin. Vince Carter backs up Christie. I think he got fouled on that shot. Yep. That was one of those where it was late coming. Had the ball gone through, I don't think we would have heard a whistle. But it was so clear that Doug Christie got Vince Carter on the arm.
Hey, see, watch Vince hesitate right here. And you have to remember, Doug Christie at 6'6". He's got long arms. He's very, very athletic. He can get off the floor quickly. And his lateral quickness is tremendous. So you have to make your decisions quickly. And it doesn't mean rush your shots, but read the defense, read how Doug Christie's playing you, and make your decisions quickly, because he's a player that can get up, and he will block shots if you're not ready.
Jason Williams to Stojakovic, back to Divac. Gets it back, lines up for a 3. Chases to the paint. Pollard hauls it in. Christie now. Oh, nice job by Mo Pete. He wasn't biting on any of those. Jump shot, Vince Carter with the rebound. Oh, nice. Oh, Vince making like a point guard there and dumping that one down to Oak on the baseline.
And that's something Vince is going to have to look to do more in this game because of the defense of Christie. If you can get down in the open floor, attack the defense, find the open man, and Charles Oakley, nice job of stepping into it, John, looking to get fouled. If you look at what the Raptors have right now, by way of this trade up front, John, Charles Oakley, Antonio Davis, still here. Now you pick up a 7-footer in Montrose, and all you want from Montrose is say, hey, big fella, be a 7-footer. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You have Keon Clark, a tremendous athlete. Jerome Williams, who we both love as a great athlete from up and down the floor. Look at the difference of this team up front because of the trades.
Without question, the team became more athletic today. Divac
and younger, John.
Mo Pete with a big rebound. Antonio Davis now back to Vince Carter. Vince puts it on the floor and backs Christie up. Christie not biting, reaches in and commits the foul.
That's big now. That's number 2 foul on Doug Christie. Nice job by Vince to protect the basketball as Christie slapped at it. Doug is always constantly active with the hands. He'll play there, he'll get side, he'll play you, anticipate what you're trying to do, but he will use his hands, and if you can draw the foul, more power to you.
The Raptors suddenly now earning their trips to the free throw line. Grabbing the lead in the game as well. Vince was long on that one. Divac with the rebound.
Didn't give it a chance to go in, John. He stepped off the line, moved away before that shot was released.
Christie now. Mo Pete gets out on him. Divac dumps it into the post to Christie. Christie, nice drive and changes to the left hand.
Yeah, Doug's so good at attacking the basket, John. When he makes up his mind, watch out.
Oh, that was a lob that was just too far for Mo Pete to get.
Now see, Alvin Williams is going to have to realize if he's the one handling the basketball, you have to be very selective on when you try plays like that. You're building, you're trying to get a lead in this game. You don't want to do that unless it's a clear avenue to the basket with the man you're throwing it to.
Jason Williams' jumper just off the mark.
Charles Oakley getting caught, giving Scott Pollard a little nudge. You know, Pollard's one of those guys, John, that you really don't like playing against. You don't mind having him on your team. He's just going to keep going. You see Pollard with a good inside position on Oakley, and just as he tried to jump, Oakley gave him that little bump.
And there's that do we were talking about. Not Oaks.
Well, they both have a do.
Well, the Oaks I've seen on occasion. I don't think anyone else in North America is wearing that look.
Now, when you look at Pollard's game, John, you saw him quite a bit in college playing for Kansas. Did you think he played as well as he's playing now in the NBA?
No, not at all.
And I didn't either. I think he's really stepped up. Now, a lot of it's where you play, and Sacramento is a perfect fit for him and his style of play.
Jason Williams hounding Alvin. Oakley knocks it in from outside.
Well, so far in this game, Pollard has been reluctant to step out and get closer to Charles Oakley, so the big fella's going to have to take advantage of that.
Christie, look at Oaks, point denial on Pollard. Won't let him get the ball, now has it. Into the paint, clearing some space.
Nice move right there. That was an excellent move by Scott Pollard, reacting to Charles Oakley, who cut him off initially.
Vince pulls up, uses the glass, too strong. Divac with the rebound. Vince steals it away, spins. Oh, my!
A 360 by Carter.
From underneath as well.
You see how Sacramento comes back quickly, John. If you're not in the play or getting a chance to get the offensive rebound, your job against the Kings is to get back and prevent a transition bucket.
Antonio Davis, little jump hook knocked down. Oh, we're running up and down the floor now. Christie to the paint, back out to Stojakovic. Leans in off the glass, no good. Mo Pete with the rebound.
Good decision by Pete and Vince Carter. Slow it down a little bit now. Make sure you have good execution every possession.
Antonio Davis has Pollard on his back now. Backs him in. Shoots over top of him. Antonio won't stay down.
Little indecision there, John. Looked like he wasn't sure whether he was going to take the jump hook or the jump shot.
Well, now there's the old Jason Williams.
Well, that's just it, John. He comes down sometimes and just takes crazy shots where he just doesn't need to take.
Not even close on that one. Well, this is one that's new to the repertoire. 360 and the finger roll.
Canada scores! It's a hat trick, and here come the hats! Hey, you guys up there! Give me your hats!
I think he wants our hats.
I'm not giving him my hat. I just got this hat.
I want your hats! Give me your hats! Score your own hat trick in every specially marked pleasure pack case. You get 12 export, 12 Canadian, and one of 3 collectible hats.
How did we get a penny?
I don't know, but these are great seats.
No purchase necessary, not illegal drinking age.
I am Canadian.
I can do this.
Wallpaper does not scare me.
I could do pretty much anything.
I hate this picture.
No job is too big.
Home Depot makes it easy.
The price is right.
I made it beautiful.
How do you know so much?
I'm a gardener, I'm a plumber, I'm the floor tiler.
Gone. I'm the supervisor.
I turned my garage
She's my hero.
back into a garage.
This is my house.
This is why I
Go to the Home Depot first.
Home Depot, first in home improvement.
Hello.
Sears is proud to be an official sponsor of the Toronto Raptors.
Back here at the Air Canada Center, where the Raptors and the Sacramento Kings are tied at 17 apiece. Some changes in the lineup now as Keon Clark comes onto the floor for the Raptors. Antonio Davis off to a nice start tonight. Now, JYD, Junkyard Dog. That is the nickname of this man, Jerome Williams. And folks, when he gets on the floor, you want to see somebody work? He brings a lot of stuff to the table.
And John, you know he must be good because he's a Georgetown guy and I'm a Syracuse guy, and I love his game.
Antonio Davis short with that shot. Mo Pete saw it and read the rebound. Finds Vince Carter open for 3. Great find by Mo Pete.
Yeah, it really was, John. And you see Vince Carter talked about it in the New Jersey game the other night. When he gets his feet set, he is such a good shooter.
Stojakovic with it. Drives to the paint. Little pump fake. Blocked by Keon Clark. Pollard with the rebound. Blocked again by Keon Clark. Alvin Williams with it.
You can't get casual coming into the lane if Keon Clark's waiting. Unfortunately, the Raptors, quick shot at the other end.
Is that going to be any of an adjustment for Alvin because as Pollard lets it fly? Alvin, when he comes into the games, generally replacing Mark Jackson, they're looking for him to score, especially in the fourth quarter. Will it become an adjustment now? He has to distribute the ball more.
Well, you have to remember, Chris Childs and Alvin Williams are kind of similar in their games, John, so it's going to be an adjustment for both who starts and who does come off the bench. Let's see, once again, Raptors settling for the perimeter game.
Turkaloo
is a problem.
Stripped out of bounds. It'll still belong to the Kings.
Now, John, I think that's one of the question marks Glenn Grunwald had. We've seen Alvin take some questionable shots, and Lenny Wilkins, it gets very frustrating for him, but one of the things that even with Mark Jackson in the lineup, the Raptors were taking questionable shots, and Mark Jackson himself rushed an awful lot of jump shots, and that's something they really couldn't afford him to do.
So Divac somehow got that one up on the glass and got it to fall.
You know, he's a typical European player, and by that I mean finesse is his primary focus to his game. Puts the ball on the floor like a small forward, able to hang in the air and get that ball up nice and soft. John, one thing I can tell you from playing ball professionally over in Europe as well, that the first thing you realize when you're playing in Europe is all the big guys can shoot. And you better be shooting a lot of jump shots before you get to Europe, because you have to ice your arm after every practice. You take 1,000 jump shots. It's unbelievable how much the emphasis on shooting the basketball. So all the European players that come over here are usually very, very good shooters.
Tracy Murray into the lineup for the Raptors. Vince Carter sees an opening on the baseline. Oh, it wasn't very large, but he found his way through it. Pollard running the floor, chases down the ball.
See the difference of getting back defensively with Keon Clark in the game, John.
Jason Williams wants to go to the baseline, swings it out to Turkoglu. Stojakovic. Three-pointer, no good. Oh, foul is going to go against Tracy Murray.
Now, John, we saw Keon Clark get back and stop the transition. Who gets out and gets a hand up at Stojakovic? Unfortunately, Murray with the push.
2:36 to go in the first quarter. Raptors by 2.
Shuttle, we're shutting down for a couple hours. Why don't you guys get some rest?
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Introducing the Ford Escape. Imagine a world with no boundaries.
Come on, Billy. You got it, Billy. Take your time. Take your time. Oh.
Doesn't Billy remind you of Grant at his age? Mm-hmm. He's got the height. He's going to be over 6 foot.
Yeah. All net.
Told you. I told you.
Billy, go. Yes!
Oh.
I think we should be considering an agent.
Oh, yeah. Agent? What Billy needs is a really good retirement plan.
TD Waterhouse provides access to the online tools and support to help you plan your retirement.
That's what I like about you. Hey! That's what I like about you. That's what I like about you.
Welcome back. Let's take a look at our IBM CourtSense replay and watch Vince Carter work the baseline. Not only does he beat his man right here, he goes by Divac as well. And right here, as he comes up, look at this move, turning his body into Scott Pollard, but not enough to cause the offensive foul, but to protect the basketball and then still able to hang and get that shot out perfectly off the glass. John, that's just a tremendous ability of using his body to ward off the defender and create some space, yet not committing the offensive foul. 10 points already.
Yeah, nice start to the game. 3 of 4 from the field and 10 points. Let's check in with Rob.
The first 2 timeouts, Lenny Wilkins spent a lot of time each time out talking to Alvin Williams, and it could be exactly what you said, Leo, trying to tell him to take it a little slow, distribute the ball, don't look for the shot all the time.
That's really it, Rob. You want to be patient. Lenny Wilkins, if there's any frustration you see on him, it's offensively. You watch when players do take crazy shots or quick shots or throw errant passes. Lenny Wilkins is a very, very smart basketball player when he played. And all he does is expect you to think out there and play the game simply. Don't try to be too creative. Don't try to be too fancy. Let the game come to you and make the right decisions on the floor.
Smart enough to be a player coach at one point, which is
unbelievable.
Oh, that never happened today.
And we've talked about it before. I love listening to his stories when he talks about those days. Actually, any of the coaches have been around for that long. Lenny Wilkins and Stan Albuck by his side. Just great stories about their days in the ABA, the NBA, coaching, playing. A lot of fun to hear.
Antonio Davis working on Divac. That's going to be a tough shot fading away. Vince Carter is possessed for rebounds tonight. He's been above the iron several times, hauling in the board. 12 points now.
Well, John, last 2 games prior to this as well, Vince Carter has really been a big factor on the glass, and he can make a difference for the Raptors against a team with Sacramento size.
Offensive foul. Jason Williams trying to clear a little room for his teammate.
Toronto's settling down a little bit right now. They're doing a much better job with their defense. And offensively, they're looking to take that ball to the bucket and picking up some offensive rebounds as well.
Vince Carter, quick trigger, just off the mark, tipped. by Turkoglu to himself, ahead to Jason Williams. Into Pollard, takes it right to the glass. That's a little too easy.
Yeah, much too easy when the big fella running right down the middle. Nice pass from Williams, and Pollard, good catch, aware of the defense, using the glass.
Pollard with 8 now. Vince Carter. Antonio Davis sets the screen. Alvin Williams dumps it to Tracy Murray. That's a 3, and it's good.
Well, Tracy Murray not getting a lot of time as of late. Good to see him come in and knock down a jump shot. Good patience as well, John. That's the shot selection we talked about with our keys, moving the ball around. Oh, boy.
Turkoglu to Pollard.
Well, you have 3 European players on the floor right now for the Sacramento Kings, and that means they're going to pass, they're going to make that extra look for one another, and they can all shoot the ball.
Keon Clark working on Pollard. Takes him into the paint, goes up strong, won't stay down. Pollard with the board.
What's a strong move, John. Keon Clark, as he always does, shooting down at the bucket.
Vlade Divac to Jason Williams. Stojakovic, that's a 3. Line drive, buries it.
Now, Vince Carter has to trust his quickness here. He has to get up and take that shot away from Stojakovic, believing that he is quick enough not to get beat if he puts the ball on the floor.
Alvin Williams with it now. Down to the baseline, cut off. Bounce pass in. That was some traffic. That was going to be very tough. 5 on the shot clock now.
You can see Lenny Wilkens just kind of shaking his head. Alvin Williams going into the lane, picking up his dribble in traffic. If you go down, you don't like what you see, keep your dribble alive and get out. Don't put yourself in a situation where you have to force a pass.
Lawrence Funderburk on the floor for Sacramento. Vince Carter rather. Oh, the bank is open.
Now, I'm sorry, John. I didn't hear anybody call glass on that play. Vince Carter's smiling right now, saying, hey, I have to admit it, I didn't call it.
Jason Williams tries to answer back, and again, Pollard having an unbelievable first quarter.
Yeah, John, that's rebound number 6 for Pollard. He's got 12 points already.
12 points, 6 boards, and the Kings have a 2-point lead on the Raptors. The big guy out of Kansas, a big reason why.
The turnout for the Neighborhood Hockey League? Okay. We got internet through cable, but we were sharing our cable line with our neighbors. It got slower the more people using it, so we bought the neighborhood. Really, it's been fun.
If only they got El Simpatico High Speed Edition. It's always fast, never shared.
Taste that goes down easy. Coors Light, called the Rockies.
I'm sorry to drag you in here on a Sunday. 2 hours and 17 minutes ago, our system went down.
Right now, we're losing close to 100,000 an hour.
I talked to the server vendor. They say it's an application problem.
Front-end guy says it's a database.
Database vendor says it's the servers.
Did you call the web designers?
Snowboarding.
And whose job is it to make sure all this stuff works the way it's supposed to?
And that's when it hits you. You are so ready for IBM.
A kid was walking on a beach where the tide had left 1,000 starfish stranded. He began tossing them one by one back into the ocean when someone asked, how could you think you're going to make a difference? And as the kid tossed another fish back into the sea, he replied, I made a difference to that one. If any one of us are going to make a difference, we first must believe that we can. Team up to improve your community.
Look at the Bell game statistics, and both teams shooting very nicely tonight.
Yeah, that didn't quite come out exactly where I wanted to there, but you see the free throw numbers right there, John. 10 of 11 for the Kings, 5 of 6 for the Raptors. Raptors doing a good job on the glass, although as of late, Pollard starting to step it up there. Points in the paint, 18-8 for Sacramento.
I'm guessing that the game plan before the game wasn't to stop Scott Pollard.
Well, see, those kind of numbers really hurt you, John. When a player like Scott Pollard steps up, think about it. You're playing without Chris Webber, so the Raptors should look at that and say, you know what, this is a big advantage for us. But then Pollard comes down and puts up 12 points and 6 rebounds in the first quarter. Those are numbers you just can't allow.
Sacramento, of course, played last night against the Washington Wizards. Turkoglu drives, hangs back, gets it on the iron, dances it down.
Now, Turkoglu's an accomplished offensive player, John. We just saw right there, able to put the ball on the floor, a little fadeaway once he got into the lane. But he's got great size for a guy who can shoot as well as he can.
Tracy Murray from outside, no good. Stojakovic comes up with the loose ball. A little hesitation, drives. Now Jackson, back to Stojakovic. Deion Clark moving the feet in, the hands. Shot clock is at 6. Stojakovic launches, well off the mark. Antonio Davis with the rebound.
Now, as good as Sacramento's record is, John, they're just one game over 500 on the road, and they really are a much different team on the road. They score over 100 points a game at home, and they drop down considerably when they travel.
Oh, Tracy Murray created that on his own. He was going to get fouled one way or the other. That was in his mind, and to drop it in as well, chance for a three-point play.
Well, again, good to see Tracy involved early in this game. After not playing for a couple of games, when you can get involved and you almost build up a hunger, you're waiting to show what you can do, and Tracy just stepping in, not hanging his head, making things happen.
Del Curry's set to come off the bench as well. Bobby Jackson with it. Alvin Williams cuts off his path. Stojakovic, Vince Carter reaching out. Turkoglu to Funderburk. Stojakovic sees an opening, but Keon Clark closes, so does Antonio Davis. They get the block. Alvin Williams takes it right to the glass.
That's a strong move by Alvin Williams. He looked up. Give Tracy Murray credit, John. He ran the floor, so the defense wasn't quite sure. Bobby Jackson retreating, not quite sure how to play. Alvin Williams saw that, went strong to the backboard.
Turkoglu dumps it down to Funderburk. Into the paint. Shoots. Oh, Funderburk, tough shot. Knocking that one down over Keon Clark.
Well, Funderburk does provide a lift off the bench, John. He will work very hard rebounding. He'll try to deny it, the defensive end, and also he does have that short jump shot, but he will play. He's an ultimate garbage man around the hoop.
Alvin Williams sees an opening again, but Pollard closes that in a hurry and gets the block. Knocked out of bounds. It'll still belong to the Sacramento Kings.
Alvin Williams talking to Antonio Davis right now. So, hey, when I cut in, you got to get to the open spot. Unfortunately, one fault to that. Alvin Williams left his feet hoping that Antonio would get to that open spot. So now he has no choice but to shoot the ball when the man doesn't arrive there, and that's how Pollard comes away with a blocked shot.
Jackson to Christie, who's re-entered the game. Turkoglu, Funderburk wants it. Moves towards the paint, back out.
Now, if you look at the lineup on the floor for the Raptors, John, who's going to play point guard right now?
Turkoglu from deep, no good. Well, you've got a
point guard by committee.
Exactly. 3 guards out there. It's Carter. Oh, my! Vince is pouring out the new stuff tonight.
And Doug Christie picking up his 3rd foul, trying to guard Vince Carter. Nice move right there into the lane and contact with the body. And that's not a good foul for Doug Christie, John. Once a player gets up in this position, you got to back away and not pick up your 3rd foul.
17 points for Vince Carter. Doug's probably saying, wait a second. Last year, Vince was in practice. He was with me on the floor. We were the first unit. I didn't have to guard him in practice.
Times have changed.
Christie sees an opening on the baseline. Oh, little reversal. Funderburk hitting the glass hard. Oakley saves it, but saves it right to Doug Christie. And Christie gets hacked.
John, usual, that last flip by Doug Christie that he missed, he didn't even look at the basket. Once you make that move under the bucket, it looks good, but look at your target. Try to find where you're throwing the ball up, even if it is over your shoulder.
We got a timeout on the floor before Doug Christie shoots his free throws. Right now, the Raptors have grabbed the lead. It's just 2 with 8:55 left in the first half.
Would you expect your car to protect you? With sensors that know where your seat is positioned and the severity of the crash so the airbags could react to you? Would you expect your car to put you in a more comfortable driving position? With pedals that could adjust to how long your legs are. The Taurus SE, with the most advanced safety system in its class and the only car in its class with power-adjustable pedals. Expect more.
On the next Tuesday Night Hockey, a pair of Eastern rivals square off when Dominik Hasek and the Buffalo Sabres make a stop in Ottawa to fight it out with Hossa, Bach, and the Senators. Tuesday at 7 on CTV Sportsnet Ontario.
Well, this marks the return of Doug Christie back to Toronto, but this time as a Sacramento King. And his action so far, he's picked up 2 points. Most notably, he's got 3 fouls in trying to guard Vince Carter. Not an easy job. This is what Doug Christie does. He can distribute the ball as well as pick up a point or 2. And he said that the trade to Sacramento was perfect for him.
Ultimately, you know, as you get older in your career, you want to win, and coming to a team like this where everybody genuinely gets along and we have an opportunity to do something bigger than just, you know, individual accolades, it's really positive for me.
And what Lenny Wilkens has asked his team to do is a little more work around the boards. He says then we can try to turn things in our favor. Right now a 2-point lead for the Raptors, so I think he's pretty pleased with that against a very tough Sacramento squad. Guys?
Rob, and Doug Christie has picked up 3 fouls in the game trying to guard his ex-teammate. But, Leo, because of the nature of the NBA where there's only 12 active players at a time, one guy changes the complexion of a team, makes it a lot easier. And that's why these types of stories of guys moving around from team to team become even larger than they would seem in other sports.
Absolutely, and Doug Christie has really made an impact with the Sacramento Kings team at the defensive end of the floor, John. This is a team that over the years could score on anybody, but they couldn't stop anybody. Doug Christie has given them a different mentality at that end of the floor. John, the only thing when you hear a player like Doug Christie talk, though, you wish they were a little bit more positive in terms of the environment they left. Doug Christie really got an opportunity to make his name in Toronto. Everybody, remember, he did not play very much, very limited prior to coming to the Toronto Raptors and the New York Knicks. As a Raptor, he made a name for himself. That gave him an opportunity to have the platform he's playing on right now.
No, without question, without the Toronto Raptors, I don't think Doug would have the reputation he has in the league right now. Oakley, a little fake on Long, and Del Curry's shot no good. Long with the rebound. Down to Bobby Jackson. Funderburk in a battle down there with Charles Oakley. Oak backs off as soon as Funderburk gets the ball. Comes up shooting a little strong. Vince Carter strong up for the ball and tips it to Del Curry. Tracy Murray now. Cut just a little too strong to the hole and won't stay down.
You see the pace of this game right now in favor of the Sacramento Kings. They love this fast pace, and you got to get that help defensively. Del Curry's going to struggle trying to guard Doug Christie, and everybody has to be aware of that. And even Del Curry, John, he has to realize he's going to have to give a little bit more space and take his chances with a hand up on the shot.
The Kings have regained the lead, scoring the last 4. Keon Clark over Funderburk, no good. Christie with the rebound.
See, John, the Raptors are taking the first available option every time down on the offensive end, and that hurts you.
Jackson. Turkoglu, long-range 3, no good. Jackson had the rebound, but Vince Carter corrals it. Bounce pass to Del Curry, just too tough of a pass to handle, and Doug Christie stepped out of bounds.
That's a break for the Raptors. Del Curry, you have to be careful when you save the ball, John. Sometimes you're better off going out of bounds with it than throwing it up to give a fast break opportunity to the opponents. You really have to be aware of who you're throwing the ball to, and if your teammate is within a sight or able to catch the basketball.
Del Curry with it now into the paint. Keon Clark. It's knocked down by Bobby Jackson. Jackson picks up the foul. Leo, I would expect that this would be a situation where you would see Chris Childs on the floor right now with Alvin Williams sitting down. Chris Childs will come off the bench as the point guard because, as you made the point earlier, really no point guard on the floor right now for the Raptors.
Exactly. Right now it's point guard by committee. They're just trying to execute whoever gets the ball up top, swing it, try to get the ball on the other side and get as much movement as you can.
Oakley's open. That was long. Loose ball foul goes against Keon Clark.
A good box out there by Thunderbird. John, when you're talking about who's going to be the starting point guard, really a lot of similarities in the game between Alvin Williams and Chris Childs. And it really doesn't matter who's the starter. It's who's going to adjust better as coming off the bench. And that's something Lenny Wilkins is going to have to determine. It's not a slight on one player or the other. Who's the one coming in as the 6th or 7th man.
Jackson pulls up, free throw line. No good, and Del Curry wants to push it to Oakley. Back to Vince Carter. Tracy Murray, that's a three. Good.
Not bad options, John. Vince Carter at one side, Tracy Murray at the top on the other side, and Del Curry deep in the corner.
Turkoglu now. Waving his teammates around. Shoots over Keon Clark. Well short.
Yeah, and not good shots being taken by Sacramento either, John. So you are going to get plenty of looks.
That would have been a circus play.
I'll tell you what, John, that just shows the great hands of Keon Clark. But it wouldn't have been a bad idea to just come down with it.
Tracy Murray gets Jackson in the air and then fires it up.
It's a big game for Murray. Double figures already. 4 of 7, 11 points for Tracy.
And Rick Adelman wants to talk about this. The Raptors, point guard by committee. Hey, there's the newcomer, Jerome Williams, cheering off the bench like he's been here for years.
Come on, Billy. You got it, Billy. Take your time. Take your time.
Oh. Doesn't Billy remind you of Grant at his age? Mm-hmm. He's got the height. He's going to be over 6 foot.
Yeah. All net.
Told you. I told you.
Billy, go. Yes!
Oh.
I think we should be considering an agent.
Oh, yeah. Agent? What Billy needs is a really good retirement plan.
TD Waterhouse provides access to the online tools and support to help you plan your retirement.
I can get,
More masking tape.
more concrete.
More plaster.
More of these. I need more tools.
More lawn.
More of this. More of that. Maybe I can get 3 more feet. I need a lot more tools. When I go to Home Depot, I can save money. Nuts. And I can get more stuff.
A lot more than I would have expected.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is why I go to Home Depot first.
Home Depot, first in home improvement.
What do the world's greatest snowboarders drink? The same thing as the not-so-great ones.
Sears is proud to be an official sponsor of the Toronto Raptors.
And a look at the Molson Canadian best seats in the house. And they are certainly comfortable with the little TVs there to watch the replays. And favorite beverage. Not a bad spot.
If I'm not mistaken, the John Saunders highlight film rolls up there.
Yeah, it's about 15 seconds long.
But it's good.
You can watch it several times. Vince Carter's been putting on a highlight show here in the first half. Rebounding, scoring, distributing the basketball. Oakley over Pollard, a little long. Up for the rebound, knocked down to Bobby Jackson. Jackson trying to weave his way. Nice move behind the back. Stojakovic from the baseline, no good. Oakley with the rebound, almost took Pollard's head. Like it was the ball.
Well, John, right now, the Sacramento Kings are helping the Raptors out a great deal. They're taking every shot they can get their hands on and only shooting 38% from the field. They're just 1 of 8 from 3.
Murray gets it on the iron, but it won't stay down. Chases it down, throws it up again, no good. Probably should have pulled the string on that one, pulled it back out. Del Curry with the steal on Jackson, got in the passing lane. Vince Carter sees an opening to Charles Oakley. Oak shot looked flat there. Knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Sacramento.
Yeah, Charles off to a slow start with his shot. Just 1 of 5 from the field. Now, if you're Vince Carter, you kind of have to weigh your options. If you're going to experiment with that point guard slot coming down in transition, you have Oakley on one side, Del Curry on the other side. Might not be a bad idea to look in Del Curry's direction.
Stojakovic dumped it down. Divac using the glass.
Yeah, Vlade loves to come to his right hand when he gets into the lane, John. So obviously you want to try to force him the other way if you can. Get him out of his comfort zone.
11 points for Divac. It's Carter trying to enter the ball into Antonio Davis. Divac riding him out there and picks up the foul.
Yeah, good job by Antonio to get his position deep and then try to maintain it. Watch Antonio Davis right here. He gets his position in the lane, and now Divac's trying to fight Antonio, holding him off and not allowing him to get over the top.
Alvin Williams has entered the game again for the Raptors. Del Curry drives to the top of the key. Alvin Williams with it now. 5 on the shot clock. Oakley lets it go. Ooh, misses that one badly as well. Ball saved right back to Jason Williams. To Turkoglu running the floor. Del Curry. How about Del's defense the last couple of trips?
And Del saying that ball went off, but excellent job by Del to get back on defense on that missed shot by Charles Oakley. Watch him get ahead of the ball right there, John, and try to grab it. It looked like it definitely did go off of Del.
Pollard gets it. Antonio Davis stays with him, not biting on any of the fakes. The travel.
That's a travel. That's a good call. John, remember earlier on, Charles Oakley cut off Pollard going into the middle, and Pollard drop step went the other way. Well, Antonio cuts him off in the middle, but he remembered that move, and he jumped back to the baseline side and took it away.
With a turnover situation in the first half. Alvin Williams, nice little crossover. Oakley's going to keep letting him fly, but still won't go down. Stojakovic picked up by Vince Carter. Oakley in a battle with Pollard, closes on him, dumps it back off. Stojakovic with the miss, Pollard with the putback.
Again, Pollard coming to life. And now you could hear Lenny Wilkins right by us encouraging Alvin to, hey, come on, Alvin, let's go. Let's get things going right now. Run the show.
Vince Carter. Antonio Davis. Jumper is good.
No hesitation. Davis with 8 points.
Williams drives to the paint, dumps it off for Divac. Top of the key is good.
See, right now, remember the Raptors did a pretty good job, but this is also a team, Sacramento, John, that is a streaky team. They will miss shots, and then they will make shots in bunches as well. When they are missing, that's where you really have to take advantage and try to score every time down.
Vince Carter off the mark. Turkoglu grabbed the rebound. To Pollard. Pollard looks startled by that. Turkoglu turns to face Del Curry. Back outside, Divac almost the same spot as last trip. Knocks it in again.
That's that range you talked about off the top. He can come out pretty close to the three-point line and hit that shot if you don't play him.
Raptors call a timeout with Sacramento leading by 3 at 47-44. The rest of the second quarter when we return.
What do lottery winners look like? They look like Selvin Sinaturi, who won $1 million. And they look like Gilda's Club, for those touched by cancer, whose building is being renovated as part of the over $500 million a year the OLGC lotteries generate for hospitals and community groups. So what do lottery winners look like? They look a lot like you and me. Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation. Every day, millions win.
Okay, time on our IBM Cortez replay to check out Charles Oakley in the first quarter. Cuts off Pollard. Pollard goes the other way, makes a nice move, beats Antonio Davis. Antonio Davis remembers that play, so watch what he does right here. He gets ahead of Pollard, cuts him off on this side. Pollard spins back. What does Antonio Davis do? He waits for him here, takes this move away because he saw it in the first quarter. He said, it's not going to work twice. As a matter of fact, you're going to get a walk because I'm not going to let you beat me.
Jerome Williams making his first appearance in the Raptors uniform. Crowd gives him a nice round of applause, and they're going to love this guy. Vince Carter now. Into the paint. Gets it high and off the glass.
That's a tough shot right there, John. But Vince Carter's on a roll, 7-13. He's got 19 points. Even more impressive, 7 rebounds and 4 assists here in the first half.
A nice spin on that one with the high arc.
Yeah, he really had to get that up softly.
Divac swings it back to Stojakovic. Cut off. Turkoglu, and Vince Carter fell and wound up tripping Turkoglu and caught him on the knee as well.
Yeah, Vince was aggressively trying to get out there and close out on Turkoglu. Slipped. And they had some contact with the legs right there. Watch Vince, he's trying to get out right here, and just as he comes, he slips, and Turkoglu's right knee looked like he hit right into Vince's knee. And
Vince is holding his shin.
Yeah.
As you know, he's got that bandage on it. It's already been damaged. And just what he needs, more.
More kicks. Still recovering from the Miami Heat game.
Divac gets it. Antonio Davis on his back. Pollard came to the ball. Stojakovic, though, launches a three that is good.
Nice job by Jason Williams there, John. He set a little roadblock in the way as everybody tried to get out on Stojakovic, and they couldn't get there because Jason Williams was in their way.
Oh, nice move. Williams, great move. To the glass, won't stay down, though. Pollard with it. Is it tougher when you come to a new team to learn the offense or the defense first? Which end of the floor is tough?
Well, really, it depends on the coach and the systems and how they want to play it, John, but really it can be equally as difficult. The Raptors are not very complicated in terms of what they run offensively. Defensively, you have to learn where your teammates and rotations, etc.
Jerome Williams part of tipping that one away.
Jerome Williams, John, you and I have raved about his play over the years, and he does so many good things on the floor, and just love his attitude. He plays as hard as can be every time he steps on the floor.
Yeah, he's just like the nickname, the Junkyard Dog. Vince pulls up, jump shot won't go down, and there's an example of what you get out of Jerome Williams.
And see, even though he couldn't get that basketball, just by fighting for it, the Raptors get another possession with 7 seconds on the clock. He's relentless in his pursuit of the basketball. He sacrifices his body against bigger players, and he's got great quickness and leaping ability. Watch right here. He's just fighting, gets inside. That rebound was Turkoglu's, and Jerome Williams just came in and said, I'm getting this. I got a new team. I got to show them what I can do, and this is what I do best.
Well, we've talked about it before with Jerome Williams. Obviously, the great attitude and the athletic ability. He can handle the basketball extremely well, almost as well as a guard. But the other thing that we both loved about him is coming out of high school, this is a kid nobody wanted. He was not recruited by any major schools, went to a junior college for 2 years, still wasn't recruited by the big schools, was going to sign with American University, small school in Washington. Suddenly, Georgetown got a look at him in the summer. They signed him, and right away became an impact player in the Big East. He's worked for everything so hard.
Yeah, and how many games has he played with Detroit against the Toronto Raptors, John? Well, we just sat here shaking our heads going, are you kidding me? Somebody find this guy and block him out.
Well, so it's good news for 2 reasons. He's here, and he's not in Detroit anymore.
That's right. As soon as he heard about the trade, got in his truck and made his way to Toronto down to 401.
Vince Carter, final 3 seconds here of the first half. Antonio Davis has to let it go, and he didn't. Needed to let that one go a little sooner, but time expires, and the Raptors trail Sacramento by 4. Vlade Divac, a big reason why.
Toronto Raptors, they took more shots than the Sacramento Kings, 48-43, but they're only shooting 38%, and that kills you. You will get your shots against the Kings. You just can't waste those opportunities. See the free throws as well. Sacramento more aggressive, getting to the line. Rebounds even. This is a number the Raptors have to dominate. Also, three-point field goals. Raptors doing about the same as the Sacramento Kings right there, but points in the paint. Big advantage to the West Coast guys.
When you talk about the new Raptors from Detroit, Eric Montross is here. And also, Jerome Williams is here. Jerome Williams did get into the game. Chris Childs, not available tonight. He is here in Toronto, and he's with our Rob Faulds.
I'm with the new Raptor, Chris Childs. Chris, tell me your reaction being traded to Toronto.
Well, anytime you get traded, you're not sure, but knowing this organization and the way they treat people here, an opportunity for me is a lot greater than me being in New York. And hopefully I can come in and help contribute and get this team to a level where we can win a championship.
You come in with some veteran experience. You join people like Carter, Oakley, Davis. Is that where the key is going to be for you?
Well, that's the key, but I think you need everybody on the team to be a contender. And looking at a lot of guys that can play multiple positions, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. I just want to come in and play 100% like I always do and let my game speak for itself.
I know you have to wrap up some things in New York, but you're going to be with the team tomorrow in Washington.
I'll definitely be in a Raptors uniform tomorrow, and I look forward to it.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Chris Childs, the newest Toronto Raptor.
There's Vince Carter leading all scorers, but Leo, when we talk about the new guys coming to the Raptors, the energy of Jerome Williams, and Chris Childs again also brings that. The Raptors have a couple of guys also who've played great against the Raptors.
That's right. Chris Childs, a very tough competitor. Jerome Williams, we've talked about how he has really hurt Toronto. And, you know, also you put in the other player in terms of Eric Montross, the big fella, John. Eric Montross is a 7-footer, bounced around the league. He's a journeyman center, but he's also a 7-footer that may allow, if he gets some minutes, to move Antonio Davis into the power forward slot, which will be a lot more comfort level zone for him there.
Vlade Divac and Stojakovic also up there. Those two guys picking up huge applause when they enter the game from some of their countrymen.
Well, John, all you have to do is remember the '94 Worlds here in Toronto and the reaction for the fans or the teams when they played coming in from around the world. And Toronto is such a cosmopolitan city, team, people from everywhere cheering their favorites.
Let's check in with Rob Faulds.
Spoke to Lenny Wilkins just after the half, and he mentioned to me that 37% shooting is a concern to him. He's asked his team to take a little more care on their shot selection. And for a team like Sacramento, he says, because they have so many good perimeter shooters, we're going to just have to challenge them a lot more in the second half.
Rob is getting around tonight, isn't he?
He's everywhere. He's talking with Chris Childs, Lenny Wilkins.
This guy is a tireless. He's sort of like the Jerome Williams of broadcast.
Absolutely, the broadcasting dog.
The junkyard dog of the mic. Well, we like that. We're back underway here. And Jason Williams picked up by Alvin Williams.
You should see his afternoon conditioning program that gets him ready for the games, John. Unbelievable.
Lifting bricks. Christie, little ball fake. Gets Carter to back up and knocks down a jumper.
Doug Christie, everybody in Toronto knows, is a streaky shooter. When you talk about shot selection, not the greatest with Doug Christie, yet at the same time, he can heat it up and knock down 5 or 6 jump shots to break a game open.
Sacramento right now sitting on their largest lead of the game at just 6. It shows you how close it has been. Antonio Davis. Divac's not fighting. 4 on the shot clock. Vince trying to create. Floater is good.
Boy, if you're Rick Adelman, you're going, boy, that's a good job defensively to get Vince Carter to take that shot. If you're Vince Carter, you're just saying, thanks, I'll take another one.
He's broken out just about everything out of the repertoire tonight.
360s, running one-handers, three-pointers, you name it.
Christie has it. 5 on the clock into Pollard. In there with a mismatch, but Antonio Davis comes over to help. Oh, knocked out of bounds. Shot clock violation, so the violation before the ball went out of bounds, so it's Raptors ball.
I'll tell you what, John, Antonio Davis did a real good job when that shot was taken, but you know who made that shot a very difficult one for Scott Pollard was Alvin Williams. Overmatched in the post. He didn't give it any room at all or back away from Pollard.
Vince Carter on Christie, takes him to the paint. Fade away is good.
Vince Carter right now is saying, Bill Christie's got 3 fouls. You're either going to foul out or you're going to give me some room.
Or both. Stojakovic.
That was pretty good defense. It looked like at the last second, though, Peterson got his arm over the arm of Stojakovic. Watch right here. Good job right here, bumping, not giving up any ground, but right as the shot goes up, that left arm on the arm of Peja. That's his nickname, John.
That was very good.
You do that, though.
Absolutely. I like it when you go with the European names. You played over there, and you've got a handle on them.
You just
a Lithuanian background.
I know your reaction. When I didn't say Pedrag, but I said Peja, all you want to do is say, you're wrong. You pronounced it wrong. I know exactly what you were thinking.
Now, if we can only get you to pronounce the American names right, then we
easy now.
Vince Carter swings it. Mo Pete dumps it into Antonio Davis. Fights that one up. That's the only way to describe it.
Yeah, see, now you're not trying to shoot over Vlade Divac with a soft shot. You're going at him hard, powering to the bucket. And that's what Antonio has to do for this second half.
They keep taking Mo Pete down into the box there. Tipped away. Vince Carter waits for a few more white jerseys, then fires up a 3. Halfway down and out.
A quick shot now. You say maybe not a good decision. Vince, he's shooting the ball pretty well right now. He's got the hot hand. You take some liberties when you're in his situation. As a team, you'd like to avoid those shots.
Plus he waited. He did wait until some rebounders got down there.
Correct.
Great D again by the Raptors. Antonio Davis forces yet another turnover.
See Antonio forcing Divac to the baseline. Remember, we were talking about in the first half, he likes to come into the middle and use his right hand. Take that away, force him to his weak side.
Vince Carter sees Christie go right past him. Antonio Davis.
Now remember last move, strong, going up hard to the bucket, looking for the foul. That one going away, fading. That's a shot you want to avoid.
Jason Williams dumps it in again to Stojakovic. They keep bringing Mo Pete down there, making him work against Stojakovic.
Nice rebound. 2 hands in traffic, Antonio Davis.
Alvin Williams. Jump shot maybe too quick.
Yeah, way too quick. You can tell the reaction from the Raptors coach is not what they want to see from Alvin right now.
Pollard into the post to Divac. Working on Antonio Davis. Finds his way close to the bucket, but can't get it to go down, and he's screaming for a foul. I think he just short on that.
Yeah, he just missed that shot. There may have been contact, but if that type of contact's going to force you to miss, then you shouldn't be playing in the post. And Divac's preoccupied with no call.
He's still talking.
That's right, allowed Oakley to score. And see, that's what the Sacramento team will do, John. Even though they're playing better defense than they did last year, the #1 in the league in steals, they're holding opponents to much lower points than they did. They're allowing much less points than they did last year. They're still a team that will give up buckets.
Divac again came up short as Antonio Davis was all over him. Oakley trying to make it a couple straight, no good. Stojakovic with the rebound.
You see, John, that's 3 or 4 quick shots in a row for the Raptors. They made one with Oakley, but you want to avoid those. You can get those shots anytime down the floor.
The teams that play up-tempo sometimes make you play up-tempo just by the nature.
Absolutely, and Sacramento is a team that loves to get you to play their style of game. Big shot by Peja right there, John.
Stojakovic knocks it in. You see Sacramento struggling from the field at 17%. After shooting it pretty well in the earlier stages of the game.
Yeah, see, when the team's struggling like that, like Sacramento, as many shots as they take, that's a great opportunity for you to build up a lead. And here, a careless turnover, a little miscommunication between Alvin and Oak.
Yeah, and you know what? Then miscommunication of all 5 guys. Because everyone was preoccupied with what went wrong. No one decided to run the floor and come back. As a result, Sacramento gets an easy one.
And if you're not in on that play between Oakley and Alvin Williams, your only job is to get back and protect the basket.
A little crying over spilt milk cost the Raptors a deuce. They trail 59-54.
Shuttle, we're shutting down for a couple hours. Why don't you guys get some rest?
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
Introducing the Ford Escape. Imagine a world with no boundaries.
Hello, Drummond and Partners? Yes, we do. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye. Hello, Drummond and Partners? Yes, I'll put you through. Hold on a second. Hello, Drummond and Partners?
I've heard a lot about you.
He's on his line. Would you like to hold? Great, thank you. Hello, Drummond and Partners?
BillsInc.ca.
On the next Tuesday Night Hockey, a pair of Eastern rivals square off when Dominic Hasek and the Buffalo Sabres make a stop in Ottawa to fight it out with Hossa, Bach, and the Senators. Tuesday at 7 on CTV Sportsnet Ontario.
Sears is proud to be an official sponsor of the Toronto Raptors.
Well, the Raptors offer $10.50 tickets to each home game in the Sprite Zone, and anything can happen in the Sprite Zone. And these crowds, not just in the Sprite Zone, but everywhere in this building. And if you travel around the league the way we do, Leo, you appreciate a sellout crowd like the Raptors bring most nights.
It's been a great season for Toronto in terms of crowds, not only at home, John. The Toronto Raptors one of the top road draws in the NBA.
Yeah, number 3. Oakley with it. Back to Alvin Williams. Oh, tough catch for Antonio Davis. But he gathers, gets blocked, gets it back. Goes up. Raptors ball with 4 on the shot clock. Ooh. Antonio with a little kick.
The frustration there. Great catch in traffic. A dangerous pass. And Antonio getting the ball right here. Look at that. Catching it, regaining his balance, and going up strong. Good second effort. Just couldn't get it to stay down.
Vince Carter over the rim. I'll just drop this one in.
You did mention the other night the George Gervin highlight film. Vince Carter's been spending a little bit of time studying that tape. Nice move, just dropping it down, as you said.
Jason Williams back out. Stojakovic sees Carter go past him, leans in, knocks it down.
Stojakovic is really impressive with his offense, John. He gets the defense up in the air. He's such a good three-point shooter. He's got people running at him. He knows it, and he's learning more and more how to take the ball to the basket and get to the free throw line.
Alvin Williams to Mo Pete, open for 3. Good.
See how easy this game is when you swing the ball. Toronto Raptors showing a little patience. Alvin Williams with a bullet pass. That's the key, John. You swing it around. Don't throw a soft pass. It's going to allow defense time to get there. Alvin Williams with a crisp pass to the open man. That's the travel right there, John.
Sure was. And if that wasn't, then that one was.
Boy, Vlade Divac taking some liberties with his feet.
Well, he used to be a soccer player, but I'm not sure that type of footwork. 1, 2.
Oh, actually, you know what? That pivot foot, he did a pretty good job of keeping it down. Dragged it a little bit, but didn't look as bad in a replay as it looked live.
Stojakovic trying to create. Doug beats the buzzer and cans it.
And see, that's the impressive offense I'm talking about. He's not just a three-point shooter. You shoot that shot with Mo Peterson right in your face. You see him put the ball on the floor. He's got the mid-range game down as well.
22 for Stojakovic. Carter trying to answer back. Pollard with the rebound. Jason Williams cut off by Alvin Williams. Now Mo Pete on the switch. Stojakovic wants to take it to the paint. No good. Alvin Williams did a nice job defensively. Alvin. Morris Peterson. Jump shot. Three is good.
Oh, you liked it on the other side, coming right back. Good decision by Alvin Williams to find the man with the hot hand.
Doug Christie. Oh, Mo Pete reaches in, strips him. Pollard hits the deck. Peterson, Vince Carter. Oh, no! How the heck did he do that?
Vince Carter looking for the foul. And even Lenny Wilkins pleading his case to Ted Bernhardt. Hey, how can you not make that call?
I mean, Vince got hammered. He double clutched it, threw it up over the rim, and dropped it down. Morris Peterson for three. Part of the Raptor run that has them grabbing the lead. And this is just pretty to watch.
I can do this.
Wallpaper does not scare me.
I could do pretty much anything.
I hate this picture.
No job is too big. Home Depot makes it easy.
The price is right.
I made it beautiful.
How do you know so much?
I'm a gardener, I'm a plumber, I'm the floor tiler.
Gone. I'm the supervisor.
I turned my garage
She's my hero.
back into a garage.
This is my house.
This is why I
Go to the Home Depot first.
Home Depot. First in home improvement.
A kid was walking on a beach where the tide had left 1,000 starfish stranded. He began tossing them one by one back into the ocean when someone asked, "How could you think you're going to make a difference?" And as the kid tossed another fish back into the sea, he replied, "I made a difference to that one." If any one of us are going to make a difference, we first must believe that we can. Team up to improve your community.
Good ball movement on IBM court sense. Watches Vince Carter penetrate. Getting that ball into the baseline, attracting the defense, and as he gets the ball right down here, the Raptors look at Peja Stojakovic. He's frozen. He has to guard two players. The ball swings. Alvin Williams, the crisp pass, getting it to the open man. No hesitation in the shooting pocket for the open jump shot.
Stojakovic going right at Mo Pete, and the foul picked up. And Morris Peterson has hit those two big three-pointers, but you know what? This end of the floor, he also has been very impressive the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily showing up when you look at Stojakovic hit a jump shot or two over his face, but look at the type of shots he's taking. Hard shots, moving, fading back, because Mo Peterson right there.
Vince Carter hit with the foul as he stripped Doug Christie. Raptors are on a 10-4 run over the last 3+.
Doug Christie looking to be more aggressive here in the second half, going to the basket. Right there, now here's where you got to trust your teammates, John. You play them, you ride them, and who's coming to help you? Antonio Davis. Don't reach in, but get a hand up to make the shot a little bit more difficult. Let Antonio Davis do his job, which is holding the fort, blocking shots, changing shots down by the bucket.
Christie with 9 points, looking for number 10 here.
And watch Doug Christie right there. Notice that routine, John. Very comfortable. We talked about that on Basketball U at halftime. Taking your time, taking a deep breath, blowing it out, relaxing at the free throw line. But regardless, routines make players comfortable.
Morris Peterson with it. Stojakovic backs him up, takes him to the paint. Floater is good.
I see Mo Peterson playing with confidence now, John. You knock down a couple of those threes. Now you start trying to do a little bit more because you're feeling good about it. Also, Stojakovic still adjusting to playing defense in the NBA.
Mo Pete didn't have any points in the first pass. Stojakovic at 3.
There's confidence there, John. You're talking about a player that feels very comfortable right now on the floor for Sacramento.
Morris Peterson again. They're going to let him isolate on Stojakovic. Go one-on-one. Spins him into the lane. Gets it on the iron. Vince with the putback. Bo Pete will go to the line.
Lenny Wilkins showing some confidence in Mo Peterson, John, isolating him at the top. Watch the way he spins into the lane, gets in, spins, and right here, instead of jumping away, jumping in, leaning in to Stojakovic, getting to the free throw line. And the Raptors need to get to the free throw line. They've only been there 8 times in this game, shot very well. Right now, 8 of 9 with that free throw. Sacramento, 16 of 17.
I mentioned that Peterson didn't score in the first half. He didn't even take a shot in the first half.
Oh, he's in double figures right now with 10. But, John, you know what? You can tell he's been working. Even though he hasn't scored, he's got 4 rebounds, 4 assists. So he's been doing other things even though he's not scoring. That's what you always look for in players on your team.
Divac goes in. Ooh. Antonio Davis may have got away with a little body shot there, but
it wasn't a strong move, John. He kind of threw it up there, and that's why the officials didn't give him the call. Definitely was contact.
Davis rattles that one down over Pollard.
Rick Adelman still arguing over the no call against Vlade Divac.
I think he's arguing a couple of issues right now. Divac, Oakley stays there with him, forces him outside. Oops. Offensive foul, and Vince Carter took a hit. Vince is upset with Divac, thought the elbow was thrown in there a little strong, and Divac's having words with Antonio Davis and Charles Oakley. Oakley just wants to keep Divac away from Vince Carter.
Good to see Antonio Davis and Charles Oakley stepping right in there, protecting Vince Carter. And it's going to be a double technical.
There's the shot to the chop. And Morris Peterson taking advantage to try and get the crowd more into it, was waving his arms, wanting the crowd to respond.
Charles Oakley still arguing with James Capers right now, saying, how do you call that a double technical?
Wow. Well, that's very strange.
The Raptors have to use the momentum right now, John. The crowd's involved. Everybody's a little hot. Execute well, get some good looks.
Antonio Davis and Charles Oakley. Jump shot just inside the arc is good. Raptors up 4. Jason Williams to Vlade Divac. Doug Christie now. And Pollard gets tripped up by Antonio Davis.
Kind of a combination of Pollard losing his balance and Antonio Davis getting his feet underneath Pollard's. Watch as the big fella makes the move right here. He's already going down as he steps in. Almost stepped onto Antonio Davis's feet.
Divac and Carter still having words.
Well, Vlade Divac's gotten a similar situation over the weekend, John, playing the Utah Jazz. The Jazz came into Sacramento and beat them. And Vlade Divac got into a scuffle with Karl Malone and really allowed Karl to take him out of his game mentally, and that really hurt the Kings.
Crowd letting Divac have it. Doug Christie's jump shot is long. Pollard, strong rebound. Didn't realize he could have gone right back up with it. Nobody was guarding the hole. Stojakovic drops it down.
That's a great point, John. He could have gone right back up, but not a bad option when you can find Stojakovic. And you talk about a big game. Stojakovic, even with Vince Carter, both have 27 already. Still got over a quarter to go in this game.
Alvin Williams trying to lose Jason Williams. Free throw line jumper is good.
That's a good shot. Alvin Williams, patience, getting into the lane.
Jason Williams bombs away. All or nothing, folks.
Exactly. Now he's been very quiet. That's his first bucket made in this game. Just 1 of 4. Very, very quiet. Only 4 assists, but he's the type of player that if he feels good right now, John, he's capable of coming down and knocking down 3 more of those, or missing 3 more of those.
Well, he missed badly on one offering, similar situation. Alvin Williams trying to answer back, no good. Christie with the rebound.
That's not a good shot. That's not a good shot right now for the Raptors and Alvin Williams to be taken.
Final 40 seconds of the third quarter. Christie wants to fight right to the hole and winds up getting fouled by Morris Peterson. It's number 4 on Mo Pete.
Yeah, I'll see Doug Christie. He's been looking constantly in the second half to get into the lane. And you see Lenny Wilkins talking to Mo Peterson, how to handle situations defensively with the help. Doug Christie, John, hasn't taken many shots in this game. But again, trying to get to the line more. He's 5 of 5 now. He's one of the top free throw shooters in the NBA, number 6 at 89%.
Christie with 12 points and gives the Kings the lead again. Vince Carter backs Christie up. Oh! Vince is showing it all.
See, Vince has gone to the basket enough and used his quickness. Now Doug Christie extremely concerned about that, giving Vince more and more room on the shot.
Christie, Oakley just picked his pocket.
Well, that was great defense by Vince Carter, too, John. He was right there, and Doug Christie was so concerned with Vince Carter, Oakley able to step in and swipe the ball.
Alvin Williams, double teamed now. Final 3 seconds. Oakley is wide open for 3. Good! At the buzzer! There's a new energy on this team tonight. Sometimes that happens when changes are made. The Raptors go to the fourth quarter up 4.
Taste that goes down easy. Coors Light. Call it the Rockies.
Suits are cut differently for different countries. At Moores, we cut our suits in a way that many ears seem to like, and then let our tailors make the final adjustments. Because while no two countries are exactly alike, the same holds true for men.
24-hour tailoring upon request, available at Moores. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moores.
Take the cleaning power of toothpaste, the freshness of mouthwash, and put them together.
Sheer brilliance.
Introducing Colgate 2-in-1, toothpaste and mouthwash. A unique liquid gel with light foaming action that works hard to clean teeth and fight cavities while freshening your breath. Clearly inspired. New Colgate 2-in-1, toothpaste and mouthwash. Pure genius.
Are you still searching for that financially rewarding career? Maybe it's time you considered designing dynamic websites, certifying in Windows 2000, Unix, and Cisco programming in Java and ASP. Skills that Herzing College can teach you in 1 year or less. And just imagine what a Microsoft, Oracle, or e-business certification or diploma could do for your financial security. Realize your potential. Get technical. Call us at the number below or visit our website at www.herzing.edu.
The Bell game statistics through the third quarter, and Raptors, who were in the 30s after the first half, got it up to 46.
Yeah, percentages climbing. We're starting to get to the free throw line more. Offensive glass rebounds in their favor. See the three-point field goals. Raptors shooting an excellent percentage. Also the points in the paint, which is a huge advantage to Sacramento early on. Raptors climbing. And look at the assist numbers, John. 20 to 12. Alvin Williams is tied to season high with 9 assists. His shot selection has not been the greatest in this game, but he's got 9 assists to just 1 turnover.
The third time this year Alvin has put 9 assists on the board.
Also Charles Oakley just 1 of 7 in the first half. He's 3 of 4 shooting here in the second.
Antonio Davis got fouled by Pollard. Pollard's like, wait a second, I was standing there with my hands up, and this great big guy bounced off my chest. What happened?
There you go. And again, that's kind of similar to the foul Pollard got against Antonio Davis. A little off-balance play by the offense, and the officials giving a nod to the...
Vince Carter's three, off the mark. Out of bounds, Sacramento ball.
Again, shot selection is going to be critical here in the fourth quarter for Toronto.
Bobby Jackson on the floor. Actually, the high Black Sox. Fouls it in, 10 on the shot clock. Fakes the pass, jump shot. Ooh, barely grazed the iron.
And not a good shot. Was not a lot of room to take that shot, and the Raptors reacted pretty well to get a hand up.
Raptors looking to build on this 4-point lead.
And this is what I talked about early in the first half. Remember I said that Jason Williams actually sits a lot in the fourth quarters of games, with Bobby Jackson getting the minutes late.
Why is that?
Well, he's a better defender for one.
That might be the other reason.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't take a lot of shots, but he's a pretty good offensive player that'll look to penetrate and kick it out to his teammates, but a less turnover prone than Jason Williams. And John, you notice something with Jason Williams. If you take the flash away from his game, he really does become a non-factor.
Antonio Davis, jump shot is short. Oakley steals his man, gets the rebound.
Yeah, that's a great rebound. Hold your man off with your left arm and just scoop it in with the right hand.
Alvin Williams again. Turkaloo on him.
Alvin Williams missed Vince Carter, but he found Mo Peterson.
Buries another three.
Alvin Williams actually missed Vince Carter on an alley-oop. And Vince Carter's reminding him right now, but Mo Peterson got the hot hand and made up for it.
Oakley will get called for reaching in on Pollard.
How about Mo Peterson, John? 0 points in the first half, 13 in the second. And if you watch Vince Carter, keep your eyes over here. Watch Vince Carter. He's going to go to the baseline. He's got an alley-oop dunk right there. Alvin misses him, but he finds Mo Pete on the other side.
Turkaloo pulls up at the free throw line. No good. Rebounded by Oakley. Vince Carter. Little jump in his step. Oh, nice pass down to Keon Clark. Pollard, though, gives him a little of his own medicine with the block.
Wow, you just don't expect that from Scott Pollard. Great reaction and block shot.
Christie leans in, looking for contact, and gets it.
Doug Christie using his size well, but how about that block at the other end of the floor, John? Scott Pollard having just a monster game for Sacramento going up here. Keon Clark should be finishing this play. Instead, Pollard just climbs the ladder and says, not this time.
13 points for number 13, Doug Christie now.
And Doug really making his mark at the free throw line. Struggled early with the fouls especially, but now he's being the aggressor. He is perfect from the line, 8 for 8. He's got 14 points, which is exactly what he averaged in his 4 years here with the Raptors.
Brings Sacramento back within 3. Peterson loses Stojakovic, or Turkaloo rather. That shot won't go down. Christie gets the rebound. He wants to push it as Jackson on one side. Raptors really hustling back on defense.
And that's really all you have to focus in on doing. Get back every opportunity on defense. Hustle back. Sacramento will try to force plays, and they will take quick shots. If you're back, one, you can get deflections like the Raptors they were able to do, and you're going to get the rebounds, because Raptors are one of the better rebounding teams in the NBA.
Stojakovic returns for Doug Christie. Turkaloo now. Keon Clark and Pollard in a battle. Nice feed underneath to Stojakovic with 4 on his shot clock.
Yeah, Stojakovic so good at moving without the basketball, John. He's just a smart basketball player. Doesn't force too many shots. We talked about his versatility on offense. That's showing his intelligence moving away and using his teammates.
Well, Lawrence Funderburk and Keon Clark were in a real battle down in the post, and Funderburk picks up the foul. The Kings have crawled back to within 1. Still plenty of time left in this one. It's been a fun one.
Did you ever see that movie, You've Got Mail? Where this guy and girl fall in love emailing each other a bunch of times? Anyway, they finally meet face to face, and there's this big romantic kiss. Do you know the movie I'm talking about? Did you ever see that one? Well, this guy didn't. Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
Come on, Billy. You got it, Billy. Take your time. Take your time. Oh.
Doesn't Billy remind you of Grant at his age? Mm-hmm. He's got the height. He's gonna be over 6 foot.
Yeah. All net.
Told you, I told you.
Billy, go. Yes!
Oh.
I think we should be considering an agent.
Oh, yeah. Agent? What Billy needs is a really good retirement plan.
TD Waterhouse provides access to the online tools and support to help you plan your retirement.
On the next Tuesday Night Hockey, a pair of Eastern rivals square off when Dominik Hasek and the Buffalo Sabres make a stop in Ottawa to fight it out with Hossa, Bach, and the Senators. Tuesday at 7 on CTV Sportsnet Ontario.
Your angles on the floor defensively are so important. Watch an IBM court sense as Vince Carter steps up to deny the pass to Stojakovic, but when the ball swings, right now he's in bad position. He has to drop down so he can see the basketball over here, but also see Stojakovic. Also, Charles Oakley will have to step up and bump. Watch what I mean right here. He goes down, Oakley doesn't see Stojakovic. Vince has to yell out. By the time he pushes Oakley, it's too late. He has to say, oh, give me some help, give me a bump. If you have bad position, you put your teammates in an awkward position as well. So it's very important to see the ball, see your man, and be ready to help.
8:49 remaining. The Raptors trailed at halftime. They built a 4-point lead, which is now down to 1. There's 16 seconds on this possession. Alvin Williams picked up by Bobby Jackson. Oakley now. Get back to Vince Carter. As Jackson spins him down to the baseline. Jackson with the good hands and a strip. Ahead to Funderburk, who finishes at the other end.
So that's why Bobby Jackson's on the floor right now for Sacramento, John. Great job against the much taller Vince Carter, playing with the feet, with the hands, and then to deliver to Funderburk at the other end.
Carter right at Pollard. Nothing doing. Jackson chases it down.
I made reference to a game against the Utah Jazz. John Stockton absolutely took apart Bobby Jackson in the last 6-7 minutes of the fourth quarter in a loss, or I should say a win for Utah. Bobby Jackson just shook his head, couldn't believe how Stockton worked him at the end of that game.
Oh, veteran like Stockton will tend to do that to a few guards in the league.
Well, it's amazing when you think of Stockton's game, too. Bobby Jackson, quicker, stronger, a much better athlete, but Stockton, with the experience, able to take advantage of it.
Keon Clark chases it down. There's 5 on the shot clock. Somebody's got to shoot. Keon decides it's him. Misses everything.
See, that's where Alvin Williams has got to run over. Just take the ball back. Say, hey, give me the ball. Let's get a reset. And he can't wait till there's not enough time on the clock to get the job done.
Stojakovic, who's having a terrific game, drive, has it stripped. Alvin Williams down. Has Mo Pete with him, but Alvin takes it right to the glass.
Well, Alvin can always make up for mistakes, John, with his defense. Tough player. Good job of getting that basketball and kept it on his outside hip as he came down against Jackson, so he couldn't slap it away.
Turkoglu. Shot clock at 6. Down to Pollard. Clock's at 3. Pollard goes in. Funderburk gets the rebound and gets fouled.
Again, John, you see the Raptors doing a pretty good job defensively, and then they fall into a little lapse and allow. We saw Stojakovic score on that telestrator. Here we see Funderburk just coming out of nowhere. You forget about him. You do a good job defensively, force a bad shot, and then allow a player to sneak in there and get the offensive rebound. Those are things that bother Lenny Wilkins. You're doing a good job. Don't give up. Don't lose your concentration at the end of a play.
Divac comes back in the game, and Pollard has gone out. Turkoglu in the paint. No good. Oh, Great putback by Lawrence Funderburk.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was, John. That great putback. He was under the bucket. You see the way he climbed up there. He's a lefty. Got that left mitt way above the rim. Was able to put it back.
Funderburk's a player I've always liked his game as well.
Oh, absolutely. How can you not like it? Just works real hard and makes those big plays. It's all hustle.
For Tracy Murray.
Well, Tracy Murray, John, is the only Raptor to have scored off the bench for Toronto in this game. 13 points, which is his most productive game in quite some time.
Divac says Oakley trying to swing it, but Tracy Murray got in there, kept his arms up, and forces the turnover.
Actually, John, Tracy Murray has single-handedly outscored the entire Sacramento bench with his numbers here.
Murray trying to come to the ball. Alvin Williams sees an opening. Jackson stripped it, gets it back, drops it in. Raptors lead is 3, and Rick Adelman wants a timeout.
Alvin Williams is all heart, John. He saw that opening. He just dove for it, lost the ball, regained it, and just put it up over the big man.
Double-double for Alvin Williams.
I can get,
More masking tape.
more concrete.
More plaster.
More of these.
I need more tools.
More lawn.
More of this? More of that? Maybe I could get 3 more feet.
I need a lot more tools. When I go to Home Depot, I can save money.
Nuts.
And I can get more stuff.
A lot more than I would have expected.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is why I go to Home Depot first.
Home Depot, first in home improvement.
Hello.
Gatorade Fierce, your new berry, a new grape. So bold, it's fierce.
I think I'm going to need some more fierce.
Sears is proud to be an official sponsor of the Toronto Raptors.
Look at the Home Depot points in the paint. Sacramento with the advantage there, and you can see the battle between Stojakovic and Vince Carter. The crowd on its feet. Let's check in with Rob Paul.
Well, during that timeout, trainer Chuck Mooney paid a little attention to Vince Carter, giving him a massage on the left side from the hip, about 10 or 12 inches from the hip up towards the armpit. Let's see if that's going to cause him any problem for this final 5.5 minutes.
I just got sore just listening to that. Raptors trying to D up here for the final 5. Christie's jump shot off the mark. Look at that rebound by Antonio Davis. 2 hands as usual.
Well, think about this, John. Antonio Davis with 9 rebounds. Charles Oakley with 8. Vince Carter stepping up with 7. Remember, Raptors 2 rebounders in the top 20 in Davis and Oakley. Wait till Jerome Williams gets comfortable. They might have 3 rebounders in the top 20 as the season goes along.
Vince Carter working on Stojakovic. Back out to Alvin Williams. 3-pointer. Just off the mark. Rebounded. Stojakovic comes up with it. And this time, Vince Carter and Lawrence Funderburk get tied up.
That's all it was there, John. They just tied up. Funderburk trying to ward off Vince Carter. And you said Funderburk's just a tremendous player. He always goes in there. He battles Vince Carter trying to get rebounds for Toronto. Mentioned he's got 7 in his game. Throws it out. Good pass to Alvin Williams. Just couldn't get it to go down. And then the effort on the glass.
Jason Williams has returned. Swings it to Divac. Jump shot. Well off the mark. Funderburk with the rebound. And he gets fouled by Antonio Davis.
I'll tell you what, Sacramento has taken some bad shots in this game, John. We've seen them miss some attempts that would cause Rick Adelman to pull his hair out. And Lenny Wilkins realizes that, and that's why he wants his guys to exercise a lot of patience at the offensive end. Sure, you feed the fire, but understand that you're going to get your attempts. And see the Raptors, Peterson with 5, Carter with 4, Davis and Oakley with 3 apiece. Only Doug Christie with 3 fouls for Sacramento.
Lawrence Funderburk, well-traveled in college, originally went to Indiana to play with Bobby Knight, and they just didn't get along at all. And Funderburk then moved to Ohio State, where he had a strong college career, maybe not as strong as most people thought when he was coming out of high school, one of the best players in the country. But he really has found himself in the NBA.
Yeah, and they understand their roles coming in off the bench.
Oh! How about him? Does he understand his role, Tracy Murray?
As I mentioned, it's right now 16-11. Raptors bench, meaning Tracy Murray over Sacramento, John.
Oh, and look who answers right back. It's Stojakovic.
32 now for Stojakovic. 11 of 22 from the field.
Alvin Williams now. Jason Williams shades him, and Murray gets hit. So Tracy will go to the free throw line.
Well, Tracy Murray doing what Mo Peterson did in the third quarter, John, leaning in as he curls. Watch on the catch right here. He leans in knowing there's going to be some contact because Stojakovic is chasing after him. And nice job by Murray to react to the defense, make the nice move on the curl, and then get that free throw now to go down.
17 points on 6 of 11 shooting for Tracy.
Oh, John, the numbers are even more impressive when you think about it. There you see the numbers. Tracy Murray all on his own, but listen to these numbers. He's got 18 points now, 6 of 11 shooting, perfect from the free throw line, couple of rebounds, and he's done all this in 14 minutes. Wow.
That's making the most of your minutes.
Saying, Lenny, don't forget about me on the bench this next time.
Stojakovic leaning in, not this time. Divac with the rebound, too strong. Pollard was all over someone's back, but goes out of bounds and belongs to the Raptors.
So you had 4 white shirts in there, John, everybody battling, and that's what it's going to take to pull this game out right now for Toronto. Spirited effort coming down the stretch.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
My seatbelt's on.
Oakley, play off me. I'm going to shoot it. Doesn't go in, but Christie chases down the rebound.
And that's falling into that Sacramento trap there, John. You don't need that shot as soon as you touch the ball.
Pollard backs Oakley in, spins him one way. Too strong. And Tracy Murray with the rebound.
Now, as well as Pollard's playing in this game, that's not his game. He's not your primary option coming down the post and shooting a fadeaway, and that's only going to work in Toronto's favor.
Well, Christie tried to cheat around Vince Carter. Alvin Williams, no good. Divac gets the ball. Stojakovic to Christie. Wants to take it right at Oakley and does.
Well, Raptors had their opportunity to get the ball back. Couldn't take it. Doug Christie. Strong move right at his old teammate, Charles Oakley.
Oak picks up his 4th foul, but we only have 2:39 to go, and the Raptors' lead is 4. This one has been fun. Stojakovic being terrific. Alvin Williams now the starting point guard on the Raptors.
When kids play in the Bell Rap the Ball Youth Leagues, it's not about winning. It's about having fun.
Hit me! What are you waiting for? I haven't gone all day! Come on, big shot! Is that the best you got?
Canada scores! It's a hat trick, and here come the hats! Hey, you guys up there! Give me your hats!
I think he wants our hats. I'm not giving him my hat. I just got his hat.
I want your hats! Give me your hats! Score your own hat trick in every specially marked pleasure pack case. You get 12 exports, 12 Canadian, and one of 3 collectible hats.
How did we get a penny? I don't know, but these are great seats!
No purchase necessary. Must be legal drinking age. I am Canadian!
It used
used to be that just Fridays were casual. Now it can start Monday and go all week. To some, this means anything goes. To us, it means tailored pants, sport coat, knit shirt, even suits when done right. The trick is in knowing what works and what doesn't. Or better yet, a place that does.
At Moores, we don't take dressing casually. Well made, well priced, well dressed. Moores.
The second half of Raptors basketball is brought to you by Moore's Clothing for Men. Well made, well priced, well dressed. You know, this is one of the most vocal crowds I remember this season.
Well, John, it's a Friday night. The Sacramento Kings are getting up and down the court.
Boy, they're all over Doug Christie.
That's his first miss of the game from the free throw line. Doug Christie, 8 of 9 from the charity stripe.
And they're booing with love in their hearts, though, Leo. I can sense it.
They're just trying to disrupt the opponent, John. They want the Raptors to step up here.
3-point lead, 2.5 to go. Antonio Davis gets it, takes Divac into the paint, ducks under. Pollard is there. And we get a foul against Antonio Davis, who's wondering where the whistle was when he was trying to fight his way to the hole.
Lenny Wilkins is talking to Ted Bernhardt. He's saying, come on, there's got to be contact right here. And it sure seemed that there was contact with Pollard as Antonio Davis got around and Vlade Divac. John, you talk about defense in the second half. The Sacramento Kings average over 100 points a game. They are the #2 scoring team in the NBA. You look at the numbers right now, sitting at 91. I should say 90 with that miss.
Crowd letting Pollard have it now. As they hope their fans, they feel they have a lot to do with what happens at the line.
Absolutely. And no better example of that than Arco Arena in Sacramento, John, one of the toughest places in the NBA to play. Their fans come out and they let you know it's their court.
It's Carter right at Doug Christie, and Christie commits the foul.
Doug Christie has been laying back. That's his 4th foul. He can let it all hang out right now. He's not going to give up anything easy to Vince Carter. Vince doing a good job, not settling for the jump shot, but going to the basket.
Vince looking for his 30th point of the night.
Good numbers for Vince, John. He's taken 24 shots, but he's made half of them. And he's only missed 1 free throw in this game. So solid numbers for Carter, and contributing on the boards as well, and 4 assists.
And back to a 4-point lead. Divac now. Oakley's really done a good job on the post players tonight. Divac, Tracy Murray came over with help. Shot clock is at 4. Christie going to work. Oh, man.
That's a big-time move. Doug Christie getting into the lane. You see the job the Raptors did on Divac, John. He wants to come into the middle. Tracy Murray coming down, helping Oak. Wouldn't let him get in there, but Doug Christie saving the day.
Christie cheats around.
Can't throw that pass, John.
Man.
Bounce pass.
Grab that ball like he had Stickum on his hand.
That just shows his great hands. #2 in the NBA in steals. But you throw that pass as a bounce pass, John. That's going to be a foul instead of a steal.
Sacramento looking for the tie or the lead. That would be for the lead. Christie misses it.
Thought about it, John. You could see he was aiming that shot instead of just letting it fire. Good pass from Divac.
Big possession for the Raptors. Approaching a minute left. Vince Carter fires from deep. Oakley doesn't save it and wipes out the cheerleaders.
What an unbelievable. Look at Vince Carter going out there to see if his partner's okay.
Well, wait, and I got to ask you this question, though. Would it be so quick to go out there if it was just the fans who knocked over instead of the cheerleaders?
Well, I'm trying to say the guy cares about his teammate, John. How about that effort by Charles Oakley? Look at this. How many guys, young guys, let alone a guy who's been in the league for an eternity, going to go into the stands? Ooh. Oh, you hope that cheerleader's okay. It looked like she hit her head on the floor. That's a hard hit.
He's like, when I signed up for the dance pack, no one told me I had to have Charles Oakley in my lap. She's all right. Dance pack's tough, Leo. They're tough.
Oh, yes, they are, but like you said, no one said they'd have to make sure Charles Oakley didn't get hurt. Charles Oakley, great numbers, John. Again, 11 points after a 1 for 7 start in this game. 8 rebounds and a couple of assists. But plays like that, not only do they inspire your teammates, but obviously get the fans here off their feet.
Well, Vince Carter, Stojakovic have been in a mano battle. Stojakovic from everywhere. Vince Carter has shown us a few things that even Vince hasn't shown us before.
Stojakovic, even with defense from Mo Peterson, he's got 32 points in the game. And look at this shot. Doesn't get any harder than that. Vince making it look easy. Vince Carter with 31. John, the Raptors, 6 players in double figures for Toronto. And with Alvin Williams getting his start running the show for Toronto, 10 points, 11 assists for Alvin. And you see the comparison with Stojakovic and Carter. Stojakovic with a 1-point advantage in the scoring column, but the Raptors 2-point on the game score.
Sacramento possession, looking for the tie or the lead. The Raptors, even if Sacramento does score, the Raptors will have a chance to get the ball back because of the 25 seconds, the difference between the game clock and the shot clock. How about this crowd?
Everybody on their feet. This place is rocking.
Divac with it. Christie. Divac. And the foul is going to go against Oakley.
Nice job by Vlade Divac, John. Just coming down the lane. Gets the pass from Christie, gets right in there, and there's the contact right there as he goes up to take that shot from Charles Oakley.
So the chance for the tie for Vlade Divac.
68% free throw shooter. Divac perfect in the game thus far, 4 of 4.
That means he's due to miss. Not tonight, folks. We are tied at 95, 45 seconds left. Sacramento trying to D it up. Vince Carter coming off a screen, trying to lose Doug Christie. Tracy Murray, shot clock is at 7. Vince launches a 3, just off the mark.
Oh, you could tell it felt good leaving his hands, John. He had his arms raised as if he's got a 3 to go down, just fell short.
Well, shot clock and game clock are about a second apart, so Sacramento can hold for the win. Divac out of a double team to Doug Christie. Thinks about it. Stojakovic has done it all night. Does it again.
Excellent execution down the stretch, John. Divac kicking out to Doug Christie. Could have taken a shot. Drew the defense. Found a hot hand all game, Stojakovic.
And the Raptors will have 2.7 when we come back.
Never let a small thing stand in your way. With all your heart you must follow. Keep your eyes on tomorrow. Follow what's deep inside you and do what you gotta do. Faith in you. Out of all the faith in you.
Cadillac grills, Cadillac mills. Check out the oil my Cadillac spills. Matter of fact, can you...
Peja Stojakovic has a career-high 34 points. But these are the big ones.
Great pass out of the double team by Divac and Doug Christie. Drawing the defense, John, finding the open man, Stojakovic. And he has just been so smooth, telling the fans of Air Canada Center, hey, quiet now. And what a game he has had. And you know, John, you can see the confidence of his teammates to be patient and look for him. Doug Christie, he could have easily taken that shot, and it would have been a nice shot for him to take coming back to Toronto, but he knew that's the direction he needs to go, and he found Peja.
Raptors haven't scored in almost 4 minutes. They've missed 5 straight field goals, and now they're down to a few ticks under 3 seconds.
Doug Christie guarding Vince Carter. You know he's going to not try to, obviously not allow him to get the ball, but Tracy Murray could be the option as he's the guy setting the screen.
Alvin's having some problems getting the ball in. Does get it to Vince Carter. Gets to go to the hole!
And there's a foul, John.
Wow!
What an explosion to the basket.
I mean, you do not expect, with 2.7 left, to have anyone get a chance to go in for a layup, but that's what happened.
And against one of the best defensive players in the league, just blowing by and almost getting that shot to go down.
Vince can tie it here with 0.4 of a second left. Rick Adelman wants to ice him a little bit and call a timeout here.
Vince Carter with 32 points. And what a move. Look at this strong one. He knows he's got to go hard, John. Get the foul. And almost making it a 3-point play opportunity.
That was close to going over the top of the iron. Vince now needs this free throw to tie this thing up. Remember, in New Jersey, he missed the first of 2 with a chance to tie the game against the Nets, and the Raptors wound up coming up short. Now he's made the first. Matt Sundin says this is like having a penalty shot.
And Jerome Williams coming into the game, John.
To rebound, maybe get a putback if there's a miss.
Exactly. Stojakovic immediately coming over to put a body between Jerome Williams and the basket.
Yeah, so he can't just go running in there after a potential miss. Well, the look on Vince's face, was there ever a doubt? Tied at 97, 0.4 of a second left in regulation.
What do lottery winners look like? They look like Selvin Sinaturi, who won $1 million. And they look like Gilda's Club, for those touched by cancer, whose building is being renovated. As part of the over $500 million a year, the OLGC lotteries generate for hospitals and community groups. So what do lottery winners look like? They look a lot like you and me. Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation. Every day, millions win.
Hey man, you gotta help me here. It's just not grooving, and it's drowning out my 8-track.
I dig. Just go and chill.
I don't mind.
Right on. Things sure have changed. Like Speedy, where we do a lot more than just mufflers, including tires, brakes, and suspension. All with the same commitment to great prices and service you've experienced for over 40 years. Yup, times have changed. And so have we. We're Speedy Auto Service.
Well, here's the situation. We're tied at 97 apiece after Vince Carter hit both of his free throws. 0.4 of a second left in a possession that belongs to Sacramento. We'll see the situation with the fouls and timeouts. Right now, let's check in with Rob Paul.
Well, the first words from Lenny Wilkins to his guys were, stay with your man, but for goodness sake, don't foul. We'll see if they listen. I imagine this is some advice they'll listen to big time.
And with Lenny, I believe he actually said, for goodness sake. Other coaches in the league might use another adjective.
You're right about that.
Jason Williams gets it into Divac, just heaves it. And we are headed to overtime. Tied at 97 apiece. Sacramento 3-4 in OT this year. The Raptors at 3-3. We got at least 5 more. Stick around. Come back to the Air Canada Center after this.
We wondered what would happen if we captured the warmth and tranquility of this and applied it on a somewhat larger scale. Sears Whole Home. Affordable products to coordinate the whole room, every room.
What do lottery winners look like? They look like Selvin Sinaturi, who won $1 million. And they look like Gilda's Club, for those touched by cancer, whose building is being renovated as part of the over $500 million a year the OLGC lotteries generate for hospitals and community groups. So what do lottery winners look like? They look a lot like you and me. Ontario Lottery and Gaming Corporation. Every day, millions win.
Well, it's almost as though the crowd here, Leo, senses the energy of the new players, even though they really haven't been much of a factor. Jerome Williams barely getting off the bench, and Eric Montross not playing at all, and Chris Childs in street clothes. Let's take a look at the Tim Hortons game statistics as we head to overtime.
Well, both teams shooting even. Look at the advantage at the free throw line by Sacramento. And also the rebound advantage going to the Kings. Raptors doing a better job from 3, 50%. Now, one factor, the energy level for the Raptors has to be high. Remember, Sacramento played at Washington last night. The Raptors have to really turn up the heat at the defensive end of the floor.
Antonio Davis and Vlade Divac, and Divac may have stolen that one. Divac gets it again. Oakley, the man, trying to keep him away from the bucket. Jason Williams.
Jason Williams passing up on the shot, able to pull the defender towards him.
Foul on Tracy Murray.
Yeah, nice job of hanging a little bit. Jason Williams, as soon as you heard that whistle, should have taken that shot, John.
So Christie into Divac. 4 on the clock. Divac, difficult shot, but boy, he rained it down.
That's a pretty impressive fadeaway shot right there. I don't know if that's what Rick Edelman had drawn up on the chalkboard right there, but he'll take it.
Antonio Davis, Charles Oakley. Pollard closed in a hurry. Antonio Davis gets fouled by Divac.
That's a strong move. Antonio Davis passed up a foul line jumper, John. He knew it's not the shot to take, got Oakley the ball, and immediately slashed right down to the blocks to try to get the ball back, and there was no way he was going to be denied in this situation. He was looking for a foul the whole way.
Antonio with a chance to get the Raptors back to even.
Antonio, that's his first free throw of the game. He's got 13 points. See his numbers, 9 rebounds in the game.
Now, that's hard to imagine that your center makes his first trip to the free throw line in overtime.
Well, there's been a lot of contact. Like you said, you look at the numbers, you don't usually see big discrepancy like there is at the free throw line, and Raptors having a chance to whoa!
Doug Christie denied by Antonio Davis. Vince Carter has Divac on the switch, pulls up with the jumper, rains it down.
Vlade Divac, you could tell, John, he did not want to be out there, and he backed away and let the hottest hand for the Raptors take a wide open shot.
35 for Vince Carter. Divac. Oakley plays off him. Stojakovic being denied by Carter. Divac, oh, nice move.
Yeah, you can't get a better move than that. That's the basic fundamentals right there. Divac getting the ball in the post, looking into the middle, then drop stepping into the baseline. Nice little hook.
21 for Vlade Divac. Alvin Williams to Antonio Davis, open on the baseline. Jumper is short.
Divac is trying to flop and draw attention to Antonio Davis with the contact under the bucket.
Christie now. Tracy Murray steps out on him. Divac turns to face Oakley now. Double comes. Christie, deep, no good. Vince Carter with the rebound.
Great effort there, John. Vince Carter just made sure he came down, climbed up over everybody. That's his 9th rebound in the game.
Alvin Williams trying to lose Jason Williams. Pulls up, jumper is good.
Alvin Williams, as always, fourth quarter, overtime, his game.
Divac on Oakley again. Out to Jason Williams, 3. Rims out.
That's the guy you really want looking to shoot, John. We talked about his streakiness. Only 1 of 5 shooting tonight for Jason Williams.
Lenny Wilkins has called a 20-second timeout. Raptors lead is at 2. And with the possession, 17 seconds left on the shot clock. What do you expect this trip down? They're going to pump it into the big guy or let Vince isolate?
Well, Johnny, obviously Vince has got the hot hand right now. Whatever the Raptors do, you want to make sure you just swing the basketball, get some good movement. If you are going to isolate Vince Carter, make sure everybody's moving on the weak side, give him a little room to operate. But Vince Carter right now, you see when they put him in a switching situation the last time down when Divac came over on the screen on Doug Christie, Divac felt very uncomfortable and immediately tried to drop down and stay out of the play.
Each team with 3 timeouts.
Each team with a foul to give as well.
Alvin Williams. Vince Carter trying to lose Christie, and that's no easy task. 8 on the shot clock. Alvin launches a jumper and buries it.
And John, we talked about why Bobby Jackson's playing normally. Now Jason Williams in the game, and back-to-back jumpers by Alvin Williams taking advantage of his defense.
Divac now has Antonio Davis on him. Murray comes over. Divac wants to dribble to the hole. Man!
That's just a tough shot. 3 buckets in overtime for Vlade Divac. He's got 23 points in all of them, and big shots here.
And difficult shots.
Oh, yeah.
Tracy Murray down to Antonio Davis. Stripped. Jason Williams waiting for the rest of the Kings. Divac's top of the key is open. No good. Pollard knocked the rebound loose, and Oakley chases it down.
Great job by Alvin Williams, John. He made sure he got down there. He couldn't get the rebound, but he made sure Sacramento didn't get it.
This crowd may have been the best crowd I've seen in the 6 years of doing a Raptors game. Alvin Williams. Oh, won't stay down. Christie with it now. Sacramento with a chance to tie. Or take the lead with a 3. Christie to Pollard. Swatted. There's some confusion. I'm not sure whether the Raptors thought the whistle had gone.
Yeah, Alvin
just stood there. All of the Raptors just stood there like they thought the play was dead. That was strange. We are tied. And the Raptors can hold for the final shot. Lenny Wilkins wants a timeout.
Yeah, definitely a strange play there, John. Raptors coming up with the block shot. They get possession of the basketball. Alvin Williams holding on to it almost as if he thought it was a stoppage in play. And Doug Christie just taking the ball away.
Yeah, that's one of the stranger plays I'd ever seen. Now, I was anticipating a whistle on this play, too.
Yeah, there's the block by Vince Carter. Tracy gives it. See, Alvin just looking around. He thinks there's a stop.
Yeah, everybody does. You watch Vince, too. He looks like he thinks there's a stoppage. And so did Tracy. Everybody looked like they were reacting as though there were a whistle.
Yeah, but the strange part is, if there was a whistle, it would have been a foul against the Raptors, and Vincent Carter had a thumbs up as if it was a positive play. I blocked the shot, we have the ball, so it really was a strange reaction by Toronto. Yeah, you get possession of basketball, your number one goal is you protect it, you have the lead. This is your game right now. You can't allow a play like that. Stojakovic knocking it to Doug Christie.
Yeah, that is something that if they in fact did think or realize that the play was still alive, then that's inexcusable. But it's almost as though I thought there was going to be a whistle too. That was such a hard play at the basket. I was anticipating a whistle for a foul. Maybe some of the Raptors were doing the same, maybe not.
Well, right now, Raptors 11.4 seconds on the clock. They'll get the ball out just over half court. You look at the options they have. Obviously, Vince Carter, success taking the ball to the basket. Alvin Williams has had the hot hand here in overtime.
Check in with Rob.
Well, Alvin Williams did think there was a whistle because he held onto the ball, then turned over his shoulder to see what the official was going to call. Then it was stripped away. As for this next sequence, first option is Vince, and then Vince has been told, look for the open man if all of a sudden you see company coming.
All right, Rob, well, that clarifies that then, because without question, Alvin Williams isn't the type of player who's going to expose the ball like that if he thinks it's still alive. So here we go, final 11 seconds, chance for the win.
Tracy Murray taking the ball out of bounds. Watch Stojakovic if he forgets about him and goes to help.
Alvin Williams with it, 7 seconds. 5. Alvin, somebody get a shot at least, no. Jackson with the steal, and we are headed to our second overtime, and that was not good.
Good adjustment by Sacramento. No more Jason Williams in the game. Bobby Jackson back in for defensive purposes.
Well, Raptors got nothing out of the last 11, but they're still alive, headed to overtime number 2.
The opening tip. We're underway, and the Raptors win it. John Divac brings it back to Davis Stojakovic. They've done it! The Toronto Raptors have done it! They have beaten Michael! They have beaten the Bulls!
Oh, it's over! It's over, ladies and gentlemen! Oh, my goodness gracious! It is over!
Sports Central Ontario is your home team when it comes to the Leafs, Senators, and Raptors. Now you can stay in the game with all the latest news, scores, and schedules, emailed directly to you every morning with Sports Central e-News. Just log on to ctvsportsnet.com and click on the Sports Central e-News banner to subscribe. You'll automatically be eligible to score a weekly CCM prize pack, including a CCM NHL replica jersey and a CCM NHL licensed cap. ctvsportsnet.com. Your team first, online.
Antonio Davis and the Raptors headed to our second 5-minute overtime. See what happened on the last play. Everything broke down.
It's on Alvin Williams. Only 4 turnovers in the game. 2 of them coming in overtime. Here getting the ball back, and Raptors look a little confused right now as to what they're trying to run on the floor. Pass to Charles Oakley. Alvin Williams gets us back. And look at this anticipation by Bobby Jackson, getting up ahead of the ball. And Alvin Williams, in order not to foul, run into Jackson, ends up losing the basketball. Good defense by Bobby Jackson. And again, you can see the difference in the game for Sacramento. When Jason Williams is covering Alvin Williams, a couple of baskets, easy baskets. Bobby Jackson comes in the game, changes the tempo completely.
Well, Sacramento's played double overtime back in November, and they lost to Cleveland. And the Raptors played Orlando in January and lost. So both these teams looking for their first double overtime victory.
Again, the deeper this game goes, it has to be the advantage to the Raptors, with Sacramento having played last night, and obviously no Chris Webber in the lineup.
The last one went to Divac, and he gets it again this time.
See, Charles Oakley anticipated the steal one more time, trying to get over there after Vlade Divac jumping on the last jump ball very quickly.
Jason Williams, Divac sets the screen. Christie, well off the mark as Vince Carter got a hand in his face.
Yeah, Christie's gone cold late in the game here, John. He's been very successful at the free throw line, but field goal percentage-wise, just 4 of 12 in the game now.
Vince Carter fires it up. Oakley chases down the rebound. Antonio Davis to Tracy Murray. Antonio Davis gets it back. Oakley down to Vince Carter, draws a double team. Oakley's open, jump shot, won't fall. Stojakovic with the rebound.
Antonio Davis, the only rebounder in there on that missed shot by Toronto.
Doug Christie now. Oh, Christie goes behind his back to a fine gentleman in the front row who does not happen to have a uniform on.
That's some of the things that we saw from Doug Christie when he played for Toronto, John. A very good basketball player, but on occasion would commit turnovers like that. It just didn't seem to make sense.
You would call that one an unforced error. Jason Williams almost had the steal.
Surprising having Jason Williams back in the game for Sacramento.
Oakley's shot no good. Stojakovic tapped that one right out of the hands of Vince Carter. Williams. Stojakovic sees an opening, pulls up on a baseline, knocks it in.
That's a beautiful shot right there. Stojakovic catching the ball, seeing the defense running at him, using that left-handed dribble, give himself a little room on the baseline, straight up and straight down. He's got 36.
Sacramento has the lead. Vince Carter turns and fires from the baseline. Fade away. That shot you cannot defend.
Absolutely not. Doug Christie, we talk about his defense all the time. He was right there. Vince made it look easy again.
Divac, long. Vince Carter with the rebound.
And that's a double-double for Vince now, John. 37 points, 10 rebounds in the game.
Working on Christie again. Screen set by Antonio Davis, no good.
He's been casual, John. If you look at the 2 jump shots from way out, Vince has been very casual going up on that shot. The turnaround shot, a lot more focus and concentration.
Sacramento looks to take the lead. Alvin Williams stripped Jason Williams from behind and drops it home for the lead.
Great hands by Alvin Williams. John, I really don't understand why Sacramento has Jason Williams in this game. He's been struggling. He gives up a lot defensively, and he's just not been making it happen at the other end.
Divac on Antonio, has to swing it back. Jason Williams rifles it in to Pollard.
That's a great pass. Talk about a guy that's struggling right now, still have this confidence to make a great pass down to Scott Pollard, a one-handed bullet.
Pollard with 19, and we're even again. Vince Carter trying to break down Christie. Christie, a little shove. That's number 5 against Doug Christie, even though we're in our second overtime. His next one will chase him.
And Vince was trying to turn the corner here. He couldn't turn the corner. Doug Christie did a good job, went back the other way, and picked up the contact.
Short clock here. Carter goes right at Divac and gets fouled. And Rick Adelman can't believe it. He's like, well, you know, guys got their hands straight up.
Yeah, that's just a strong move. That's a game-ending move right there. You want to go right up and force the foul on Vlade Divac. He had his hands leaning forward, and that's why he picked up the foul. You see that? He leans forward. If he just gets in front of Vince and stands straight up, the foul could possibly go against Vince, or it's a no call. But as soon as you put your arms forward, that's your foul.
Vince misses the first. It still can give the Raptors the lead.
John, Vince has played heavy minutes in this game. You wonder if fatigue starting to be a factor. 56 minutes so far for Carter in this game.
That's putting in your work.
9 of 11 from the free throw line, 38 points.
Jason Williams now, again picked up by Alvin Williams. Stojakovic comes to the ball. Carter chasing after him. Antonio Davis stepped in. The foul against Vince Carter.
Yeah, Vince Carter understands you cannot let Stojakovic get a shot right now. He's getting up and he's trying to deny him. That's the foul, number 5. But watch the hand on the back and the hip of Stojakovic. Right there, a little push. Doesn't look like much, especially late in the game, John, but
with Bill Raftery's here.
Nickel and diamond.
8 on the clock. Stojakovic jacks it up. Short, but it comes right back to him. Now Christie is wide open for 3, and he cans it.
John, you can't give a player like Doug Christie continued opportunities. Vince Carter did a great job on Stojakovic on the initial shot. He didn't block him out. The ball came right back to him, and Sacramento able to get another opportunity.
Sacramento by 2 now. Oh, Vince Carter loses it momentarily. Turns and fires, tough shot, won't go down, and Sacramento's basketball.
See, John, you can't compound an error at the defensive end. No blocking out on the shooter by Vince Carter and coming down and forcing a shot right away at the other end.
Final 45 of the second overtime. Jason Williams trying to lose Alvin. Divac gets it, 7 on the clock. Antonio Davis reaches out to Jason Williams, 3-pointer, not even close.
Charles Oakley held on to the basketball. Look at Alvin. Oh, I'm not throwing it. You come and get it.
Here we go again. Crowd on its feet. 10 on the shot clock. Alvin Williams sees an opening, floats it in. We're tied again.
Oh, my goodness. Alvin Williams, a little hesitation up top, John. He is so good at seeing that opening and just knifing through the crowd.
18 for Alvin. 9.6 remaining. We could be looking at triple overtime.
Hey, man, you gotta help me here. It's just not grooving, and it's drowning out my 8-track.
I dig. Just go and chill.
I don't mind.
Right on. Things sure have changed. Like Speedy, where we do a lot more than just mufflers, including tires, brakes, and suspension. All with the same commitment to great prices and service you've experienced for over 40 years. Yup, times have changed. And so have we. We're Speedy Auto Service.
Enjoy a slice with a medium coffee.
With 9.6 seconds left, tied at 112, Lenny Wilkins has told the team, don't gamble away the win. Take it very carefully, slowly, be methodical, wait for our opportunity.
Well, Rob, in a situation like this, you guard against a mistake that will cost you. If the other team makes the perfect play and wins, you can take that. But you don't want a mistake to be the thing that loses you the game.
Exactly. You see no fouls to give right now. Raptors straight up defense. You want to make sure you make everybody work to get the ball. But as you said, no mistakes. No gamble for the steal if you don't have it. And make sure any shot that's taken has got a hand up. Force it, make it as difficult as possible.
Divac now, 5 seconds left. Loses his footing. Back out, 2 seconds. Alvin Williams gets it, trying, and he gets the timeout.
Vlade Divac losing his balance, and the officials, Rick Edelman on the floor saying, hey, how about the trip? Vlade Divac claiming to have better coordination than he showed on that play. And he's smiling right now, but you know there's frustration getting into there. He's actually stepped on Charles Oakley's foot as he tried to get into the lane. Alvin Williams, just a great job of getting that basketball and calling timeout.
Now, why wouldn't Divac call timeout there?
That would have been a good play right there. You're right, John. As soon as he got down on the floor, he really had nowhere to go with the ball. And the last thing, you're better off just letting the clock run out than giving it to the opposition for one more opportunity.
Well, and if he calls timeout there, there's 3+ seconds left. And things are a little different. He tried to pass it out. 2 more ticks go off the clock.
That's a good point. Unless you see exactly who you're giving the ball to. Hang on to it or call timeout. But again, we saw him step on Charles Oakley's foot as he tried to make that drive to the basket. Now 0.9 on the clock. A lot of time for the Raptors to get a shot off.
Yeah, you see the time. There would have been about 3 seconds left if Divac called that timeout while he was on the floor.
And you see it late in the game now. Jerome Williams hasn't played a lot in this game, John, but he was in there. Lenny Wilkins knows they put the junkyard dog in there in case it's a loose ball, and he was right there with Alvin Williams.
Well, also,
this guy loves to play.
He has been up and down in the time that he's been on the bench. You think this is a guy who's been in Toronto since the franchise has been here. He's been here for a few hours. Look at him.
He's loving this right now. That's the kind of energy and enthusiasm every coach would like to see on their bench. Now, Raptors have an opportunity. Vince Carter, Alvin Williams, Tracy Murray, all capable of getting a shot out quickly.
Well, it sounds pretty much the same as the last time. It's look for Vince. If Vince isn't there, the first open man to get the shot up.
Well, 9/10 of a second. There is time to catch and shoot. So it won't have to be a tip-in. It won't have to necessarily be at the bucket. Vince, I don't know if there's time to dribble it. Wave it off. And that was another interesting shot by Vince Carter that went through. But with 9/10, I don't think he had time for a dribble.
No, he definitely didn't have time to dribble, but he knew he had to get out quickly to shot.
The shot put shot. We're at the Olympics again. We are going to a third OT.
Milk experts agree. Because 6 fluid ounces of milk go into every 100 grams, Cadbury milk chocolate tastes creamy because of the milk.
Sharing a healthier future with Participation. They're in the game for all the right reasons. Getting together with friends and having fun. By the way, they're also building a better future. Socially, mentally, and physically. Regular activity. Another way that we're all sharing a healthier future. Participation.
Well, we're working overtime here. The Air Canada Center. Triple overtime. It is the third triple OT in the Raptors' history. In '98 against Orlando, they won 115-107. Then in '96 against Boston, they lost 115-113. And do you think these extra minutes are wearing on Sacramento?
Again, stressing the point that they played last night at Washington. Here, Vince Carter trying to use that dribble and just letting that ball go as he heard the whistle blow or the horn blow and saying, why did I put the ball on the floor?
Especially if you can score with a shot like that. He might have been able to take the ball and bounce it in the hole. Some other type of circus shot.
Well, you and I both talked during that timeout. Not a bad option when you have just 0.9 on the clock and one of the great leapers in the game to try to throw that ball up towards the basket, see if he can get to it and pick up a foul.
Vince Carter's played 58 minutes. And that is a franchise record, and he's not done yet. He's got another 5. He's going to wind up with 63.
How about the old man, Charles Oakley, with 51 minutes, Antonio Davis, 50 minutes, and Alvin Williams, 52 minutes. So the hard hats are out tonight.
That one tapped back to Jason Williams' Sacramento has controlled the top in all 3 overtime periods. Antonio Davis and Vlade Divac in a nice battle there. Jason Williams missed the pick and roll. Stojakovic no good. One of the few times he has missed.
Yeah, he hasn't missed too many shots where the look was that good and that wide open. Right now, Stojakovic on Vince Carter. This is to his advantage, although slipping.
Slipping with some help. Tracy Murray missed the shot, but boy, did he fool Doug Christie.
Could have used the dribble there, John. Use the dribble, make it a little easier with Doug Christie right behind him. You know he's thinking about that. Make that shot, take the angle, use the glass.
Divac, Stojakovic fights his way through. Short arms it though. Tapped around. Alvin Williams with the rebound.
Yeah, you can't go soft to the bucket. Stojakovic could have used a little bit more strength. Go in there hard looking for the foul.
Antonio Davis knocks it in.
Another assist for Alvin Williams. That's number 13 in the game, John. Antonio Davis, a double-double, 16 points, 12 rebounds.
Divac now. Antonio Davis to the defense, out of it. Doug Christie's open in the corner. 3 is no good. Pollard with the rebound.
John Pollard, that's his 15th rebound in the game for the Kings.
Divac out to Williams. Wants a closer look. Hard pass to Divac, out of bounds.
Again, Jason Williams in the game, John. We saw him throw a spectacular pass earlier on to Scott Pollard, but he put so much in his ball, Divac has to focus in on catching it. He really can't make the move, and if you are thinking about the defense, again, that's what's going to happen. Hard to focus in on the ball coming at you that quickly.
Those 13 assists for Alvin Williams are a career high. And it is coming in a triple overtime. Oh my! Antonio Davis switching to the left hand.
That's a lot of poise right there. That's an all-star move, John. Get the contact, turn to the baseline, and use your weak hand with a nice soft baby hook.
Stojakovic. The Raptors now lead by 4. Divac dances his way in.
That's what help's got to come, John. Remember, he wants to go in the middle. He wants to use that right hand. Somebody's got to drop down there and help out, force him to go back to the baseline side.
Vince Carter. Stojakovic, nice job to get out on him. Oakley's open, thinks better of it, back to Carter. 8 on the shot clock. Oakley behind the back. Vince Carter off the mark. Rebounded by Pollard. Sacramento resets on offense. Trailing by 2. 2 minutes left. Jason Williams trying to lose Alvin Williams. Wants to take it right to the glass and does.
Everybody plays Jason Williams for the pass, John. You could see they're not sure what he was going to do. Gutsy move by Jason Williams. Only 5 points in the game. That was a big one.
Raptors looking for the lead again now. Antonio Davis seals Pollard. Bumps him back into the paint. Fadeaway. Tough fadeaway. Won't go. Knocked around. Sacramento now with a chance to take the lead.
Another big play by Jason Williams coming inside, John. We saw him make a nice move to the bucket. That time hanging in there, helping the big guys out, making sure the Kings get the rebound.
Williams. Alvin Williams again with the tap from behind. Knocks it away.
That's what happens when you play around the basketball a little bit too much. Alvin Williams constantly willing to challenge, willing to hound. He's quick enough to stay with Jason Williams, able to tap that ball away. You could see the Raptors coaches in that play, John. Jim Brewer and Lenny Wilkins arguing, saying, hey, how about the carry? He's holding that ball. He's palming the basketball as he's dribbling. Watch with Jason Williams right here. Watch Alvin come right from behind, just getting that ball away. Jason Williams actually brought it back to his right hand. Had he kept it in his left hand, Alvin Williams never would have had an opportunity to tap that ball away.
Well, Jason Williams, as you said, only 5 points in the game, but these ones come at a key time. And as you also said, everyone playing for him to pass takes it right to the glass.
Yeah, you can see the reluctance of the help to come over. because they know he's such a great passer, and that's that left-handed shot we talked about by Antonio Davis. Big-time move in the post that you expect to see from an all-star.
Pollard has 16 rebounds. That's a career high for him.
He's had a great game, John. 19 points, 16 rebounds. He's gotten to the free throw line 6 times, couple of assists. Really stepped up, and you're talking about a team trying to battle without a great player in Chris Webber. And you see both teams got a foul to give and a timeout situation.
Doug Christie in his return to Toronto would love to walk out of here with a W. But there's still work to be done.
Christie, 20 points, 7 assists. Vince Carter, 38 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists.
In 57 minutes, is it? No, more than that. How about 62 minutes?
62 minutes of playing time.
Here we go, final minute of the 3rd overtime. Oh, nice play! Lenny Wilkins, dump your hat! I mean, come on! How do you like diagramming that one out of a timeout? Beautiful!
Tremendous play, Lenny Wilkins, little smile at Alvin Williams. Diagrammed during the timeout and executed to perfection.
Absolutely caught Sacramento flat-footed, waiting for Vince Carter. Terrific.
And the timing just perfect by Antonio Davis. As the ball comes, Pollard reacts, he goes high. Antonio Davis drops right down the lane. Look at this, Pollard anticipates Alvin Williams using a screen from Davis. He goes high, and Antonio Davis goes right down to shoot. He's got 20 points, 6 points, John, coming in this overtime period.
Leo, you may have had a seat in that last timeout because that's exactly what Lenny Wilkins said. Stay calm. This will work providing we execute. We're going to have our opportunities in that final minute to put a bucket in, and it certainly worked to perfection. Well done, Leo.
Well, Rob, that is, I mean, the players are out here working their tails off, but that one you give to the coaches.
John, watch the way this play develops. As the play starts right here, you can see Antonio Davis coming up. Now hold it right there. You see Pollard is coming out this way because he believes that Alvin Williams is going to come, so he's stepping out to stop that. As soon as that happens, the pass goes over here, and Antonio Davis dives right down the lane. Watch that. Perfect timing, perfect execution. Antonio Davis reading his defender. You want to cheat? I'll make you pay for it. And good job by Alvin to just give that look that the potential is to go to his right and force Pollard to come up.
This game has had 35 lead changes and has been tied 21 times. We're in the final minute of our 3rd overtime, and it's just a 2-point lead. There is work yet to be done. Pollard into the hands of Jason Williams. Doug Christie wants to get it down to Divac. Antonio Davis, the lob over the top to Stojakovic, 3-pointer. Knocks it in.
Confusion away from the basketball. Excellent job by Stojakovic. We talked about reacting and execution. Stojakovic reading the defense. Great pass from Divac.
39 for Stojakovic now. Alvin Williams guns up a 3. Off the mark, rebounded by Pollard. Jerome Williams was there and commits the foul.
And Pollard stepping up big again with his 17th rebound in the game. Now watch his play here. Divac looking, and right on the weak side, you see Jerome Williams. He gets caught up with a Pollard screen. Stojakovic sees that, just fades to the corner, and Divac with the great find.
Christie gets it and gives it back to Jason Williams. There's 4 seconds difference between the shot and the game clock, so the Raptors have to hope for a defensive stop here. It's too late to bother fouling now. You've wasted too much time. Divac gets it, loses it. Shot clock expires, and the Raptors have 4 seconds left. 4.4. The officials put the 0.4 of a second back on the clock.
Antonio Davis, watch his defense. He's not letting Vlade Divac get in. As Vince dives down, gets a hand on the ball. Charles Oakley steps into the picture, forcing that clock to tick off. But good job by Antonio Davis not to give any ground to Vlade Divac. Divac playing around just a little bit too long with that basketball. You see Doug Christie standing at the top of the key just saying, hey, big fella, you're finding everybody else. Find me up here. I got the shot.
And I mentioned the idea of fouling because with only 4 seconds different between the shot and the game clock, you know if Sacramento gets that ball on the iron and gets a rebound, the game is done. Or if they score, the game is done. So some people would have liked to go for a foul, put them on the line, and know that you still have a chance with even if they make both, with a three-pointer to at least get a tie. But it works out to the Raptors' benefit. They don't foul. Time ticks down. They've still got 4+ seconds left, and all they need is a deuce for the win.
Well, John, 1-point differential right now, and good situation again for the Toronto Raptors. Alvin Williams, this is his time. You'd like to go to the basket. And Alvin Williams, Vince Carter. Great options and great penetrating ability. John, you think about this. We talked about Sacramento having played last night in this game. Guess who's got a game tomorrow night in Washington? The Toronto Raptors.
Yeah, Washington, the bookends for both teams. Sacramento also has a foul to give, and that is key because they can let the Raptors get the ball into play, commit the foul, and it won't send Toronto to the line, but it will cost them a couple of seconds.
Absolutely. If that foul is played correctly, it could really hamper the Raptors' chances to get a good shot up.
Tracy Murray back in the game. Alvin Williams trying to come to the ball. Does.
Bobby Jackson on Vince Carter.
Oh, Stojakovic, there's the foul we talked about. And it accomplishes the same thing we talked about.
And I see as far away as Alvin Williams was from the basket, John, you might want to let him take another dribble before you commit that foul, and it puts the Raptors in even more of a difficult situation. Now Doug Christie back on Vince Carter on the baseline.
Yeah, good point. Stojakovic could have let him come even close to a three-point arc. He fouled him almost at midcourt. Oakley for the win. Comes up short. And Sacramento pulls out a triple overtime victory over the Raptors by 1 point. Well, Doug Christie comes back to the place where he made a name, and he walks out with a victory. We'll get back here in a moment.